What is going on, Duckers? And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Decoy live stream podcast, whatever we're calling it. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of an impromptu thing. But I'm feeling like the best time for me to live stream for you guys has been kind of afternoonish time. Like I know most of you guys are active or at work and you want to listen to this in the background at this time. But also I was kind of hesitant to go up against somebody like an Asmongold at his time. But I feel like once he gets into gaming, maybe you guys want to tune into this or something. So glad to see that. Yeah, thank you, Frigid Shuck, for being here, like, first over on Twitch. I think you're the only one. What's up, Salty Pureblood, maybe Sunshine, and Bite Deity over on YouTube. You guys have been there. And also Molecular over on X. I feel like nobody's watching on X. It's hard to even get a chat over there, but I appreciate it. Mate, you are the Asian Asmongold. Maybe I'm Asmon Yellow, but you're watching over in the UK at 9:45 p.m. So this is actually kind of a good time for you guys in the UK, because surprisingly, I know I got a lot of people in like Europe that watch. And also, the most insane thing, I met somebody's uncle from Ireland that watches me a lot. Like, it's crazy. And then all the way over in Australia, I have a lot of viewers over there. I wonder if it's a crime to watch me in some of these states. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Justin, for watching me while you're using the restroom. I also think it's cool that I finally fixed that channel. It still doesn't report back to me my numbers, but I think now I know how to correctly stream to every platform. We're no longer streaming over on Decoy or Decoy Voice, as it used to be called, but we're starting to get to like 2,000 concurrents across all platforms, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, watching over there at Central Texas. That's cool. Godzilla is the greatest superhero ever. Prove me wrong. I need to find this video. It was over on Instagram. It's like somebody that made like an art piece of what it would look like if Godzilla was fighting like Rodian and that like three-headed dragon in your community and how scary it would be. So I need to find that. My deity, Goku Solo. Yeah, Goku's probably the best superhero out there. The one thing I will tell you guys is, as of yesterday, I think I caught like a strain of the flu or something. So yesterday I was feeling terrible. Like, I slept so many hours. So if randomly I just kind of cut the stream short and I'm like in the middle of a topic and I'm done, it's because I'm feeling like not good. Like yesterday, I forgot, what was it? Gary Brecka talked about maybe chat will know. Gary Brecka, I think, was talking about how if you feel like you went through like a full body, like a leg workout, and you didn't do anything at all, it's this. Like, it's inflammation or something. Like, just yesterday, randomly, my legs, like, I just felt like I worked the legs like the first time in a year. It wasn't that, but I was just bad. So yeah. You guys have the Nipah virus? I don't even know what that is. It's not the Wuhan flu, guys. It's that. Oh my god. Salty says the dude wasn't rogue, he was sent by Walls to do it. That's scary. Dude, you go live while I'm at the grocery store. I go live. I go live kind of randomly. I do want to break down a specific time to go live in the near future. I mean, but yeah, I'm glad to see that you're here, even though you're out there in the real world, man. You are touching grass right now. Thank you. Thank you for thinking I'm neat. That's a good compliment. Very, very tame and moderate, but honestly, it's better than a lot of the things I've heard online before. Bro, you look like Glenn from The Walking Dead. I mean, I believe he played a Korean character, but I believe the actor is Korean as well. So I mean, it would kind of make sense. I feel like I'm not in focus. Am I not in focus? Like, it looks a little bit blurry, right? And why do I look extra yellow? Like, on OBS, I look more yellow than I do on this. This is weird. Why is it so saturated? That's not supposed... Let me see. Is there settings? There's a preset. There's there filters. There's no filters on. It should be the same exact thing, but it looks a little blurrier in that than the other one. Very bizarre. Neat guys don't need to be focused. Isn't neat like a bad phrase in like Japanese? Like, neat is not employed educated or training. You're just like a good for nothing person. You don't look yellow but orange like Trump, but it's bizarre because like I've done this before, but with my lighting, no matter what, if I have this nice kind of warm lighting that kind of evens out my skin, so I look more photoshopped. Even if I take my lighting and blast it with cool lighting, eventually I revert back to the mean of being orangish again. So I mean, I just use the warm lighting because it's better. Oh, now I look really orange. That is bizarre. But yeah, it always just kind of reverts to that. It's like, what do you call it? Your skin undertone, I think. Not in education, employment, or training. So that guy's saying I'm neat, but this is true. I'm not in education. I mean, I'm not getting an education. I'm fairly illiterate. I'm not employed. I am unemployed right now, and I'm not training for anything. So it is a very accurate phrasing for me. I look pretty good. Thank you. It's sad. I'm thinking of neat, not neat. Yeah, sand. um, I so I want to do today. The other episode we did the baseball cards. The other live stream did the baseball cards. It was a failure. I felt ripped off. I'm never gonna buy baseball cards again. But then I came across this thing. It was like over at a bookstore. You can never find Pokemon cards at retail, so I was able to buy this thing. It was just sitting there. I guess, like, the scalpers didn't get it. So there's 2 packs of Pokemon cards. I figured I'd open up one of them. See, the focus is all weird now. So bizarre. But okay, yeah. One of these Pokemon cards. I don't really collect cards. I'm just a degenerate gambler, and I really want to know what's in this Surging Sparks deck or Destined Rivals deck. But I guess at the end of the show, we'll, like, open up one of these and see if I have, like, a $1,000 Pokemon card hidden inside. Maybe you guys will want to do that with me, but yeah. Clean the lens? Is that what it is? It's probably that. Hold on, okay. I am going to clean the lens. Give me 1 second. Alright, so now we're back. Thank you. Who said that? Who said clean the lens? Thank you, one ill Welshman. That's exactly what it was. The lens had like smudges on it. And if you guys are unaware, it's I still record like this. This microphone's like top tier microphone. It's like the most expensive one you can get. I'm plugging into a Motu M2, which isn't the biggest like audio receiver, whatever you call it. Like, it's everything else is kind of budget. This thing's from Amazon. This is expensive, but I'm recording the video on an iPhone 13, I believe. So it's not the best camera setup. I even have like a 4K webcam, but honestly, this is the best. The 4K webcam I have is a wide angle. So if I'm ever in the corner, it like distorts my face. I don't like it. Oh, O'Neill. Oh, thank you, O'Neill Welshman. What's good, light skin decoy? Yeah, thanks for tuning into the that previous episode. I kept on telling the guy that he doesn't know the other decoy, the Nigerian king. I kept on telling him he's uncertain what he wants to do with his life. Like, he has a couple opportunities and different different things to do career wise. But I always like recommend if people even like YouTube at all to do it. And then he thought to about YouTube, and it seems like a lot of people were commentating about how they liked him and would like to hear his input on stuff. Like, obviously, YouTube is more than being the persona. It's about like doing thumbnails and titling and topics and research and stuff. But honestly, I mean, this might be a thing that he'll do. Yeah, I would like to learn a trade, but yeah. I should make a podcast called 50 Shades of Decoy. I don't know if that would go over too well, guys. You could make a good comedy channel. Oh yeah, Uganda hater. They're good to see you here. I mean, he's one of those guys that he's funny to bounce off of. I would think he would need someone else to do the show with. But I mean, he's good. He's good at what he does. I'm not really big into cars at all. Like, I like bikes. I do enjoy my car. I'm very upset that Elon Musk is discontinuing the Tesla Model X. That's like the coolest car ever, and now it's done. Yeah, he was good. He was good to have on here. Thank you. You don't need to super chat me $2, Kevin Matheson, because I'm unemployed. You guys don't need to super chat at all. I feel like the way that I'm doing Decoy. You notice on Decoy I do a lot less videos and I do more live streams. I kind of feel like Decoy should be like the cadence that like Shoe on Head has. Like she does one video a month, maybe 2 videos a month, and that barely all she does. And then Decoy can kind of be this thing that's like a special, very, very well written out and edited video. And then Decaf Decoy is just where we hang out all the time. And so I will be able to make enough money off of Decaf and Twitch to just, I'll be fine. So, you guys don't have to donate at all. Thanks, Tim McCornish, for the super chat. Mayor Frey, Village Chief of Snow, Dishu. I don't know what that is. But, yeah, I'll read the rest of the super chats at the end of the show. You brought me to LM today and here a month ago. I don't know what that is. But all right. Yeah, evening dudes and dudettes, yeah. Yeah, the like button. I don't know if on YouTube the like button is that important anymore. I do know that the hype button. So you only get a limited amount of hype points per week or per month or something. And if you hype a video for a creator under 500,000 subscribers, you can help them get more reach. That's why this channel, I think, gets a lot of reach, is because you guys are hyping the live streams, you're hyping the videos, the clips, and it's getting to more people. That's why I feel like this channel is much more successful than like anything else I've ever done right off the bat. How do I edit my videos? I use a pathway of, you can write this down. Gling AI. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I always just recommend them. Gling AI helps you take like a scripted piece and then cut out all the bad takes and the filler and the silences. I'll export to Wondershare Filmora because that's what I know how to work with, but I do not recommend that application. Like, obviously, I use it. I can teach people how to use it. It's very play school edits versus like the deep edits you would have on a platform like Final Cut Pro or something. But it's glitchy as hell. That's about it. Hey, that's what I use to edit. I have a couple B-roll type things I use like in the background. I have my whole bunch of royalty free music I always go to, but that's about it. Yeah, video editing is a rabbit hole with lots of tools available. You can do a lot of different things, but you just make a style that's unique to you, and that's how you get your own branding, You look Asian, strange setting. What? Okay, so maybe Sunshine says, like buttons for algorithm to bring people, especially if you're live streaming. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Guys, does Decaf look Asian? No. Why would I be Asian? I'm very clearly a black guy, right? Oh, Wondershare Filmora is a great program, and thanks to a court ruling, you get free upgrades for life. I was not aware of that, but I do know that Wondershare has a very annoying tendency to roll out some new update of some random AI feature that sucks ass. It's not good, but they want to roll out all this new stuff, and it makes it unusable. Like, here's a new feature you're never going to use, but it's also going to crash, and it's also not going to save automatically like you set up in the back end where you want it to save every 3 minutes in case you need to roll back to an old edit. No, it's going to have you editing for 2 or 3 hours on a video and then crash on you, and then the one feature upgrade they rolled out will have like 10 updates after that to fix it, and it's just ridiculous. I hate it. Yeah, Kick has no ads, but honestly, once they get away from having a stake pay their creators, like the 95-5 split, I think once the revenue sharing comes in, the money's not going to be anything. Like, obviously, I think out of all the platforms I'm on, Kick is by far the worst. Actually, no, Rumble's the worst as far as me getting paid on, as far as like amount of money that I make. But honestly, Kick, I think, will get more worse. I don't even know how to phrase that, but it'll get progressively worse as time goes on. Eddie says they'll eventually have ads, and when they have ads, I just imagine they'll get ads the same quality as Rumble, which is less than YouTube, and which is way less than Twitch. Twitch probably has the most premium, high quality, best paying ads because it's Amazon, and then YouTube, and then everybody else. Worser? Is that what it is? And the thing is, like, yeah, it's good to be on all the platforms because then I I don't break any rules, but every now and then AI moderation will knock you down. So it's all just in case. We still want to live stream. We still want to talk to you guys, but in the event I can't stream for some BS reason, then yeah. I feel like Kick started at the best time. Everybody, live streaming was a thing, and then now the live streaming's kind of fallen off. We'll see. Thanks. I'm glad you like the stuff over here and you're watching over on Twitch, yeah. I really don't. I really don't use that platform. I mean, I'm on all the platforms, but ever since I think YouTube doesn't like Rumble, and if you mirror your content, it will block you on certain things. So yeah. Yeah, having backup options for streaming is good, so we can always just reach out. D Live, I don't even know what that is. The Twitch mobile app is horrendous. I imagine. I like how YouTube. I have YouTube Studio, so I can really dive into stuff. Twitch and then Twitch Studio, I think, is very, very broken. So wait, what the heck? I'm super out of focus again. What is this? What's going on? Maybe I just need to turn off the autofocus. Hold on. Is there an autofocus I got set up right now? Manual focus. There you go. Yeah. The autofocus was killing me. There you go. Now I think we're good. There it is. Yeah, the Moto M2 is legit just because it doesn't use a lot of memory, and it's just it's very, very what do you call it? It's very, it just gets the job done. I wish I could have more of a like a Joe Rogan podcaster, NPR sounding voice, but I think that I'd need something other than the Moto M2. And actually, did that increase my audio quality? I don't know. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I think that's what I need the settings at. Autofocus was probably locking the background because decoy standing off center of frame. Yeah, so I probably needed to be like right here for it to pick me up correctly, but it wasn't. That's right, yeah. That's exactly what it was, yep. And nobody's really catching up to YouTube because, unfortunately, both Twitch streaming and YouTube is a net loss for Alphabet and Google, and Twitch is a net loss for Amazon. They both have these platforms for whatever reason, but they both lose their parent company's money, like millions, I think. Get a different color bat and see what happens to the camera. That might be true because it's like matching the yellow with my face. Maybe that's what it is. I wanted to get. I saw Victus also makes a Crayola bat, like a crayon bat, and I want to get that, but it's a bit more expensive. You'd buy a signed version of the bat for me. So the thing is, I was putting this bat. It's on Dick's Sporting Goods. It's I'm like with an affiliate link, so people always asking for it and they want to buy it too. But honestly, it I have yet to have a person use my affiliate link to purchase it. So I don't know what's going on, but I mean, people apparently don't actually want to buy it. I use the bat because I'm just fidgety. Like I use my standing desk because most of the time I just want to move around and squirm around. The bat has just been a thing where I'm like just using energy. Like I saw an angry comment saying, "Decoy, stop holding the bat because it's not intimidating." Blah blah blah. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm not trying. Why would I be intimidating thousands of miles away from wherever anybody is? Like I'm just holding this bat because I'm a fidgety person, and also I know this this Instagram influencer, really good what is it, body fat percentage, talking about her meals, her workout, and also meals, workout, and macro. Yeah, I guess the same thing. But yeah, meals in a workout. But one of the workout portions of like why she feels like she's so thin is because I forgot what it was called, but it was just when she's out and about at a standing desk, just kind of fidgeting, always moving around. This seems kind of senseless, but honestly, if you're just doing it all the time, you are burning calories at some level. And also, it keeps me from like bouncing off the walls or like talking even faster than I am. This should be decaf decoy. I should be more calm. Like I said, I should always be recording this, pretending there's a baby in the next room so we can be more chill. But I end up getting too spazzed out most of the time. Probably Honey PayPal stealing the affiliate link. Likely. I don't even care. Bro, it's okay if you have ADD. I mean, probably ADHD. Yeah, honey, that was a big scam. It's sad. A 3 foot fidget spinner, pretty much. I mean, I feel like a kid, man. Like this thing. There was a bookstore that had it. These are magnetic, and they're like, oh, it's like a silent fidget spinner, and you just move it around and play with it. And honestly, I was just captivated by this thing, and I was like, using it as a fidget spinner, and I'm like, yeah, probably got a bit of the tism. HD ADHD, HD ADHD. Yeah, that's probably it. Coffee helps with ADHD. No, it probably doesn't. New age thinking balls. That's exactly what it is. Try a weighted blanket. I sleep very hot. I can't. I like the idea of a weighted blanket, but I thrash in my sleep. It's never gonna work for me. Wait, it does. It works. The weighted blanket, probably. Yo, decoy, go back to be on the quartering. He's the new host too black pilled. Needs to let it go. I don't know what you're talking about. I like the quartering. Jeremy's a pretty cool guy. I think I was just on a show the one time, and I don't know if it's like I can even say this, but he was asking if I wanted to be on the show often. But honestly, like live streaming wasn't my thing back then. Maybe now that I'm doing it more, but yeah, I had a great time with him, and honestly, he's like one of the more a lot of times you have a creator, they get really big and they're too hard to talk to, and sometimes it's just their inbox is flooded with stuff. Like my phone and my email are just constantly bombarded with stuff. So even like good friends of mine, I'm trying to get back to them, and then I don't, and I feel bad about it. But what do you call it? He's one of the more accessible guys. You can ask him a question, he'll help you out. Like when I had a false copyright claim, and I needed to fight it because at the time I was really trying to get my YouTube Gold Play button and that button over there. And from what I was to my understanding is, if I have copyright claims on my account, I have to wait for them to roll off. And I wasn't trying to give my full name and address to these bad actors trying to copyright my videos. So he was like, "No, just hit me up on this date, and I'll walk you through the claim." And was really cool about showing me that him and Sean Fitzgerald, actual Justice Warrior, they actually took long periods of time out of their day to help me at the time, probably like 800,000 subscribers, not a relative nobody compared to them, and they were really helping me out. So yeah, he's a very cool guy. I like him, and he's very supportive of new creators too. You you guys don't hate like him. Here's the thing: is like I don't watch all of his content. I don't watch all of Tim Pool's content, but I still think they're really cool people, especially Tim Pool's his network. Like everybody that works for him has been super super awesome to me. So it's like you don't necessarily have to be the biggest fan of like their art or their work, but then you can still think they're cool people. Like there are people, and I won't like air out any drama or whatever, but it's like there are people out there that aren't cool or is accessible beyond the scenes. Like I'll say the quartering, Tim Pool and his team, Liberal Hive Mind, and like Sean Fitzgerald, actual Justice Warrior, Asmongold and his team. Trying to think about. I can't really list off every. I'm probably forgetting somebody, and I'll feel bad about it later. But those are the ones that in my head that stick out as really cool people, especially Liberal Hive Mind. Oh, and it's a Gundam. They've been really cool, like private messages and stuff like that. Awesome guys, awesome guys. Yeah, it's crazy how Tim Pool like he built essentially like his fantasy factory, like that old MTV show where he has like a skate park there. If you're ever are lucky enough to go to Timcast IRL, like his skate park that's right outside his studio, phenomenal. Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson, I've never met him, never talked to him. I've heard he's cool. Oh yeah, Matt Morse, like up and coming guy, probably even bigger than me at this point in time. But Matt Morse, super cool dude. Never met Mr. Obvious to talk to him. I think we follow each other on Twitter, but I don't know anything. I don't know anything about him. Like I've never met him. Yeah, it's a Gundam, super cool guy. I think Tim isn't half. I think he's quarter Korean. I think. Yeah. Actual Justice Warrior, Sean Fitzgerald. Yeah, he's cool. They support Hassan. No, nobody supports him. I think his career is dwindling like that. I don't want to become a drama form guy, but if you guys have seen that video where apparently his girlfriend, who I thought was Pokimane, but Valkyrie is not Pokimane. I feel bad not knowing them. They're different people, but I don't watch too many live streams. But Valkyrie was pretty much like, how do I phrase this nicely? But it just wasn't. She looked like she was very into their podcast guest and not him. I'll put it lightly. I think his career is going down. On I Tim Pool from Temu. How come Tim Pool isn't the Temu version of Decoy? Panel News, is that his new show? All I know, he's half Korean. I thought he was quarter. Either way. Is it I think it's his real girlfriend because they're keeping it under wraps. I feel like if you are a celebrity and you're just trying to like when like celebrities would have fake relationships, like who's that really skinny tall comedian? He looks kind of gaunt. He's in a lot of movies. I forget his name, but he was dating like all the hot celebrities. I think he dated like Kim Kardashian. I think he dated Ariana Grande. Chat's gonna know who I'm talking about, but I think he's a funny guy. I like his movies, but the fake relationships, you make that public, front facing. When you're actually having a relationship and you're hiding it, Pete Davidson, yeah, that's him. Pete Davidson, I feel like those are just PR dating. Like someone said, whenever a girl has crazy issues in the media, you date Pete Davidson because that takes all the attention on, like, why is this hot girl dating Pete Davidson? And they all have the same manager. So it's like Kim Kardashian has the issues with Kanye. Kanye's getting canceled everywhere. She starts dating Pete Davidson. Ariana Grande, I think, was her ex-boyfriend, rapper, fiance, maybe? I don't know. He tragically is done. And then she's dating Pete Davidson. Like, it seems like it's fake. I don't think you would not have it front facing if it was fake. I think it's real. And here's the thing: everybody says Ariana Grande, she's very thin, she's very frail right now. I think it's a sickness. I think, like, some people, they can have very, very nice BMI and look healthy, but they see themselves as fat, and it's like, sad to say, it's a sickness. They want to get thinner, and it's not good. Yeah, Mac Miller. Yep. Here's the thing: who cares about Hassan? Don't even bother with him. But it's because he's the top one, and as he falls off, it's sad. Like, he's upset that people talking trash about him, and everybody's all like, slamming him on live stream fails and Yeet posts about him. But I think it's going to be more painful for him when nobody's clowning on him. Nobody cares that he's messing up. That people aren't even bothering talking trash about him anymore because he's going the way of, what is it? DSP. Boogie, all these other like personalities that at one point in time was fun to make fun of. Like, it's the iDubbbz character. Don't know enough about him, but I know people talk about him. But it's sad. Somebody broke down, I think, on Reddit. He makes maybe like $3 or $7 a stream or something. Like, he only had this many subs, or $3, some like $15 an hour, some sad amount. It's like, this guy used to be the face of like drama YouTube, and he's fallen off so hard. That's not even like making fun of a guy. That's just like internet bullying him. So it's like, yeah, you take no joy in seeing him at this level. You sell these bats. Now these bats are you can just get them on Victus. You don't need to use my promo code Victus. This, you can either get the aluminum bat. This is the I think they call it the yardstick. You can get it off Dick's Sporting Goods too. It's a plastic, so I don't like break my walls or whatever. But it's like a wiffle ball bat. Me and my nephew, we have another one that we play with. The only thing I would say is it's very delicate. Like, we were playing for maybe half an hour, and then within the first couple good hits, the stuff was already peeling off it. So, cool bat, but it's just not terrible. It's a toy, you know what I mean? Bro speedran ending his career. I feel like we're watching it in slow motion. His career slowly falling off, sad to say. Mexican Coke isn't decaf? No, it's not. And I also had an Americano earlier, so like I said, wasn't feeling the best. I will likely just kind of cut the live stream when I'm just not feeling well anymore. I mean, it'll be what it is. I'll probably try to get through all the topics, but I mean, we got enough people in here. We got like 1,500 through all the different channels, so Damn, it's plastic. You thought I was just strong? Yeah. I mean, I would like to get a full-sized metal bat, but I'm just too afraid. Like, I was swinging it around, just kind of fidgeting, and I just lightly tapped my drywall, like my wall over here, and I just know if this was an aluminum bat, that would have punched a hole in the wall. So I was like, you know what? I could get a cooler bat, but it will, like, I'd end up losing my deposit. So, yeah. Let me get this out of the way. And then, so let's go ahead and get to the first topic of the day. But if you guys haven't already, I mean, most of you guys know me from Decoy over on YouTube. We get like 1 million subscribers there, which is awesome. But then Decap Decoy just hit 76,000, which is pretty awesome. Subscribers on a brand new channel. So if you're watching over there, I got all the clips hanging out here. But if you guys have an Amazon Prime account and don't watch Twitch, you can always go over to twitch.tv/decoy, attach your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch, and it's like a $5 a month subscription you don't pay for, but Twitch pays me for. So it's pretty awesome. If you want to support me over there, that'd be awesome. But I mean, again, it's not needed and also a little bit complicated. So it's pretty cool. No, I'm not in Florida. I wish I was in Florida, but I am not. I see a lot of like conservative influencers on Instagram, and they talk about like, you know, their life over there, the taxes, the housing, and it seems pretty cool. I don't think I want to live anywhere near Miami, but I mean, I think Florida, Tennessee, some parts of Texas would honestly be good for me, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I'm glad to see you guys over here from Asmon Goldstream. Mr. Pibb, I do like Mr. Pibb. I think my favorite beverage is Dr. Pepper, especially Diet Dr. Pepper, but if I want to do these streams, I feel like I kind of just want this this actual Coke. Yeah. Too many insects? Yeah, that's what I've heard. I honestly thought I wanted to go live in Vegas when I was trying to move out of LA. And then I heard about, oh yeah, Nevada, no income state tax, lower cost of living. But then when I heard about Vegas, Vegas has, it's insane. People don't like their education system. They think it's bad. The medical system, like I guess the one hospital there isn't good. I'm talking about the suburbs of Vegas where you'd live and buy a home. Apparently there's a huge mosquito problem. And honestly, it's like the heat and the cold. Doesn't seem too good to me. Yeah. Mr. Pibb was better before they changed it to Pibb Extra. That is no lies detected. That's what it is. That is sad. But yeah. So first off, the Department of Justice has arrested multiple individuals, charging them under 18 Section 111, assaulting, resisting, impeding certain officers and employees. So there's a lot of arrests over Minneapolis because eventually, well, finally, Minneapolis PD says, you know, we're sick of just letting you guys destroy the city. It's time for us to finally lay down the law. And these activists are finally finding out.
Sit down. You're under arrest.
If you press,
sit down.
If you press over here. Press, please come in right over.
Sit down.
And he's like, the guy was waving the press. Press, come over here. And you see all these people with like very, very expensive cameras. I honestly wonder what the ratios are ever since USAID lost funding and these massive riots ended. How much of these protests, so-called, or riots they are 90%, like, or at least 5-to-1 press to rioters now. Yeah, why that guy has a rope, I don't know.
All individuals, you are under arrest. Please sit down.
Which is, they've always had this police force. This police force has been available to them for the longest time, and then not only now are they rolling it out. I need to find. I know they have at one point in time they use the LRAD device on them. I think I have a bookmark of somewhere. They're so upset. But look, they came here for a riot. The snowboard goggles. They told them, hey, what is it? They had multiple warnings to disperse, and they just said, no, you're on private property. But yeah, over here, this was, what was it? 26 or 3 days ago, they apparently used the LRAD device on them, and they did not like that. Yeah, apparently it wasn't even on full volume. It was just a small excerpt of what the LRAD can do.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD. 1, 2,
Yo, and if you guys heard about the thing over in Venezuela, how the soldiers over there said, out of nowhere, they saw the helicopters coming. They blasted some sort of device, and they said it felt like their heads were going to explode. A lot of them had nosebleeds. A lot of them were throwing up, and they're like, yeah, there's some pretty gnarly anti-riot technology out there that nobody knows about. And this was just a small percentage of what they have.
3.
Yeah, they don't like this. That kind of took the fight out of them, because here's the thing. They use a small test, they move back, they went back to their chances. Like, no, what if they just nonstop use the LRAD device on them? Scary times. Again, your little drums and whistles is nothing to what their anti-riot device. Like, listen to this again.
This is a test of the long-range acoustic device LRAD. 1, 2, 3.
They did not like that. But yes, over in Minnesota, so it wasn't this, it was this incident. Apparently, they said they arrested 16 Minnesota rioters for allegedly assaulting federal law enforcement. More arrests come soon. And the funny thing is, though, is she listed off all the people, and Pam Bondi has these rioters. What is this? Change the world by being an example, not giving your opinion. Interesting. But yeah, they show all these people how much regret they have. Like, they keep on reposting this girl, like, very upset, about to get a dose of reality. But also, they're pointing out this specific individual. And apparently, I can't confirm this, but everybody keeps on saying the Bananas and Rice girl is one of those rioters who were arrested. In case you haven't heard the Bananas and Rice comment, which is nuts.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's not just eating bananas and rice, but
it's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. You know,
so
people don't really
go back and watch that.
See, like, you know, it's you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like
it's not about eating bananas and rice. I think she's the one that said that she was assaulted, but it doesn't seem like she was, and then now she's being arrested. But the sad part is this activism is spreading across the country. Like, you see this, what is this? I think this is Linwood? This is in California, around the Los Angeles area, I believe. But yeah, this is more activists getting out there, getting themselves, not necessarily LRADed, or however you would say that, but finding out. Never before have I seen a group of individuals that felt empowered to stop law enforcement like this. This is nuts. And it's all seemingly one archetype of person. Yeah, she swung at the officer with her cell phone. What did she think was going to happen? Oh my god, they're screaming and shrieking as if they're so surprised. Like, she swipes her phone at him, assaulting probably not even a federal agent, just like a police officer. Swiping at him, they're shrieking when he just sprays a mace. Not even a direct hit in the eyeballs, but just spraying it in the air. They're so upset over this. Yeah. And interesting how that happened. They felt super empowered to block traffic, to be in the streets, and at the mildest level of consequence, now all of a sudden this guy's like, okay guys, time to get out of the streets. Let's get a move. This guy with the high-vis suit. Okay. They're not playing with us. They're not playing. This is real. This is real, actual law enforcement. We can't LARP anymore. Mom says we got to go home. But the sad part is, though, is somebody is still funding these things. Like, this was over, I think, outside the federal building, probably over in Portland. Yeah, Eugene Seas. So I believe that's Portland. I'm sorry, Oregon. But they're bringing out these pickup trucks filled with these pre-printed signs, which we haven't seen in a very long time.
Look at this. Here goes a group of professional activists renting a U-Haul, getting signs out of their trucks.
I think this is Jonathan Cho. Jonathan Cho, really good journalist out there. Yeah, justice for Alex Preddy. I wonder if they know. Well, I wonder if this is the AI image of him. And also, it's always insane to me. They have justice for Renee Good. I'm not saying her image is the most important part of what happened to her, if she's a victim or whatever. But it's always interesting they use an image of these people when they were more like the average American citizen and not like the insane activists they later became, which tragically resulted in the end of their lives. Because she did not look like this average American when she was out there dancing in her vehicle, impeding federal law enforcement. The Alex Preddy guy, we'll get more into that. They were using an AI manipulated version of his image to make him look more Chad-like and more muscular. But it's almost like the same thing where they used like whenever there was a guy in the BLM movement that like fought law enforcement and died, they go back and find their like high school graduation picture when they were like 25 years old, or like an image of them when they didn't have a face tattoo, or the image where their MySpace Facebook image was them holding guns, and then they use a picture of him like smiling in like in his high school cap and gown. Like they want you to think they were very different from who they really were. And sometimes they even Photoshop you to make you look more attractive than you really were, which is beyond insulting. But just the idea that they keep on doing this, like they keep on saying, "Oh yeah, he was an ICU nurse, a VA, a veteran ICU nurse," but apparently he had left that job and was just what appears to be a full-time activist. I may be wrong, but that's what it seems like. The same way they said Breonna Taylor was an EMT when she was an EMT like however many months ago. They always misrepresent these people and then put them on a sign, which who's paying for? I don't know.
Not organic. These are the same printed signs, and now they're heading to the federal courthouse.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Do you know who's organizing this?
The PSL, Party for Socialism.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to sign?
I'm just going to observe.
He should have said yes. He should have said, "I want to sign." Oh, thank you, the one Welshman, for the O'Neill Welshman for the Prime sub. I wonder what that sign says.
Oh, okay.
ICE is not a crime? What?
I'm just going to observe. Thank you, though.
Well, okay, wait. ICE out, Arden build. Join the socialist movement. See how this always like is encapsulating of all their movements? It's not just justice for Alex Preddy, justice for Renee Good. It's also Free Palestine. It's also mask up. It's also join the socialist movement. How does stopping ICE, saying we don't want police to defend themselves and end the lives of our activists, have anything to fucking do with the socialist movement and ending billionaires? They don't know what the fuck they stand for.
And meet your neighbors, because again, hey, remember, we're not doing this by ourselves, right?
Which group is organizing this?
Party for Socialism and Liberation. We've been out here for
Socialism. Okay, and what's the sign say?
Right?
Which group is organizing
ICE out of Minnesota for good.
for Socialism and Liberation. We've been out.
Protesting ICE is not a crime. Yes, peacefully protesting ICE is not a crime. Showing up armed to fight them is a crime. Showing up and getting in your car and impeding them in the street is a crime. Trying to run one of them over is a crime. But yet, facts don't matter here.
Here for a few years.
How do you join? Like, if you want to also donate?
It's pretty easy. You can look it up, pslweb.org.
Got it. Is there like a Minnesota or Minneapolis chapter?
Twin Cities.
Twin Cities. So, okay. So people can simply just donate and goes to signs and whatever out here to protest. Okay.
If we don't get it,
Yeah, this is maybe like 100 people and maybe 50 journalists.
we don't get it.
If we don't get it, shut it down. Honestly, it's like, when did their protest strategy become throw fits, toddler politics? If we don't get what we want in the voting booth, the majority of Americans want Donald Trump and they want mass deportations, throw a fit. Literal toddlers out there. Oh, yes. The more insane part right now is, this is the one in Linwood, California. The other thing was just in California. They saw TSA officers, so these are airport security. They saw them eating at a restaurant, and somebody falsely determined, hey, these clean cut men, they're obviously ICE, so they started to charge them. Blowing their whistles as if it's ever stopped a single deportation, holding a flag of a country that 1,000,000% enforces their border laws. If you overstay your visa, you get thrown in jail. If you travel there, or if you're trying to leave there and it expired, they fine you. And also, there was a video of them, like the Mexican authorities deporting individuals that were coming in through their south border and straight up throwing these people in an unmarked truck, and then picked up a kid. The kid had to be like 7 years old. Picked up the kid and just tossed him into the van. Like, they were making deportations, but these dim-witted idiots are out there waving flags. Hey, the country that does worse than America when it comes to deportations, we represent them, as opposed to America, where apparently you can't even have a regular job at the airport without these idiot activists storming your lunch or your dinner. Commies using fascist tactics? No way. Yeah, they had to call the sheriffs out there because this is them actually confronting these poor TSA employees.
How does it? Oh, you can. Let me show you, but you want to harass people, huh? How does it?
You want to harass people? Imagine harassing a regular guy with a regular job, eating a dinner, and they're saying, "How dare you harass people?" They're so dim.
Feel to be fucking harassed.
So he did not deny he does work for. He did not deny it.
He does not. Why do I have to speak to the mob? For a group that doesn't want federal employees to say, "Papers, please. What's your identification? Are you the criminal we're looking for?" They demand. Well, we want to be able to demand, "Do you belong here? What are your papers?"
He did not. Look.
How does it fucking feel?
He did not deny it. He did not deny it.
This is somebody in the last chat said, it's Salem witch trials all over again. It really looks like it. He did not deny that he's ICE, so we now can essentially LY and some words in the middle, CH, they want to do that to him.
How does it fucking feel to be harassed?
Look.
How does it fucking feel?
That's you.
How does it feel?
Look. He said it.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be an innocent guy getting dinner and having the mob yell at you? Because I don't know. That guy, he might be Democrat by default. If he's working at LAX as a TSA employee, chances are in LA he's a Democrat. I think this is forever going to make him the most conservative individual ever.
He said it was him.
Wait, the person in the recording forgot to turn off their filters. He went to no red cheeks to red cheeks in real time. Were they using like an Instagram filter to beautify themselves and then put it on him?
He said it. That's you.
How does it feel?
Oh, yeah. That's a fucking good call out. Why did they beautify this poor well, first of all, why are they yelling at this TSA employee? But why are they beautifying this poor guy? He's just getting his dinner, and now he's getting it like a "you're not pretty enough" filter. That's what we're dealing with, guys. In the new Civil War in 2026, we're dealing with idiots that need to beautify you first.
Look.
How does it fucking feel?
That's you.
Yeah, he's yellow. Now he's rosy cheeked.
He said it. He said it was him. He said it was him.
How does it feel to be harassed?
And here's the thing: even if he is a Fed, what do they expect to happen? Do they think that he's going to get, like, if he was really a federal agent and they're yelling at him, do they think they're not going to get maced? Do they think they're not going to go to jail? Like, what do they think is going to happen here?
He confirmed it is you. He confirmed. He confirmed.
He confirmed. I think he just didn't know what to say to these people. Oh, your whistles are so good at stopping these deportations.
He confirmed. He did confirm. He works for Homeland Security.
I don't know who this person is, this person in scrubs. If you're a nurse, you're a dental assistant, you're a doctor, I think you need to be immediately removed from the healthcare system. If on your break period, before your shift, after your shift, you're willing to yell at a total stranger because some other shrieking banshee said, "He's an ICE agent because I said so," and you're willing to get into his face, I do not trust you to give me good healthcare. I 100%, I think you're a detriment to society. You need to be you cannot be in healthcare if this is what you do in your spare time. Hopefully their employer saw this, because they're not going to be like, obviously if you had an employee wearing those scrubs that day, you'd be able to say this is the person. Need to get rid of them immediately. I think it's funny. He said decoy can save her. We can save him, guys. We can save him. And here's the thing. Somebody else was saying, it's like, so they just think any clean-cut guy, any inkling of masculinity, whether it be an Asian guy without facial hair with a good haircut because he works at a professional capacity, they probably want this. Or it's a guy with a SUV with tinted windows because they got camera equipment, they're blue collar, whatever they're doing. That just means they're ICE to you. Oh my God. I think it's kind of fun. No, you know, I'm going to keep the hair comment to myself. Never mind. FUMFer because we're like, oh my God. He's too clean. Get him. Exactly. And what do the whistles do? Whistles do nothing. Oh yeah, this guy's going to do something about it. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. He outweighs this Asian dude by like 50 pounds. I doubt it.
Yeah, we saw
that hand tattoo is going to be real easy to identify.
You came out with another guy, and I can show you the whole video.
You came out with another guy. Two men together means ICE agents.
It doesn't do shit for you guys.
He looks like he has a job. Get him.
You gonna tell me it's not me?
Must be an Asian guy, but
You don't remember me yesterday? I was on there with you. Come on.
Wow, you're lying.
It's insane how fast they can get a mob together and say, they're that person. Oh, is that? So we have basically the cast from Invincible. You got the young Asian guy and the older, taller gentleman with the mustache. You got two guys that look like they're out of Invincible, the cartoon. And apparently that makes them ICE by default. Yeah, so they're after him. They eventually had to get the sheriff's department out there to protect them. We're not gonna watch this whole thing.
Enough of it online. I don't even hear shit.
What's up?
All right.
We're figuring out what's going on. That's it. We are too.
so what's going on?
They're not ICE. They say they're TSA, but everybody got upset. That's what right now.
But they don't understand the difference, but that's okay.
Here's the thing, is like, even if he pulled out his TSA badge, even if he like said, I'm gonna bend the knee and apologize for having a government job, like, there's no stopping the mob. There's no reasoning with this level of emotion. So why even bother?
I mean, again, they understand. They're deliberate. What? They understand. All right. So what do you guys here for?
And so much police resources. It looks like the sheriff's department's there, but I also think that's like regular PD behind them. So because the mob is so regarded over there in Linwood, officers that could be out there patrolling their sectors, officers that could be responding to domestic calls, they could be actually deterring crime, have to waste all their resources, drive all the way over there just to babysit some emotional idiots because they can't tell the difference between a guy with a job and federal law enforcement. That's who we're dealing with right now.
Dinner for all you can eat.
After work dinner. Okay, guys.
It's supposed to be a holiday party, but you know, we got pushed.
How many people are here?
Holiday party. We got together, like the pipe fitters union that was staying at that hotel. Got a whole bunch of burly men, masculine, blue collar workers. They get together. The left freaks out and says, "Oh my God, there's too much employedness here. We need to blow our whistles."
Now?
Yeah, it's regular.
What holiday's coming up? No,
Valentine's? Valentine's?
It was more, but I think they lost.
They missed a Christmas party.
They were just at a Christmas party, get together, and that's all they need to convict them. Get them. And here's the thing is, even if they were ICE agents, what the fuck were they going to do? Nothing. They're trying to set up a national strike tomorrow. They've tried that millions of times. It never works. I think they they never realize in their little pockets of Facebook, in their pockets on Reddit, in their pockets on their little signal chats, They think they're the majority. Oh my God, Stephen Colbert cried on TV, and my favorite basketball athlete that knows nothing about nothing was crying at a press conference. We must be the majority. If we say we're going to shut it down, the whole world screeches to a halt, not knowing there are probably 10% of people that actually believe it, 5% of the people that will actually do something about it, and 1% of them that are actually in that chat. They actually have no pull like they think they do.
I thought you run this shit. You're just running away.
They're calling them goofy while they're spending all their free time doing this. Like, I don't want to get too philosophical, but people forget they have a very finite amount of time alive, conscious. Think about if you're like that lady looked like maybe she was 30 years old. Maybe she has until 60 where she can actually enjoy her life going out there being active. Of that 30 years, half of it will be asleep, so it's 15. Of that 15 years, half of it's got to be at work, so you got down to 7. And then of that time, how much is it going to be like traveling or maintenance or work? Like, she really only has like 5 years, depending on your religion, of actual enjoyment of what you're going to do with the gift of life in America. She's spending that finite amount of free time shrieking and screaming and yelling at TSA employees because that's how she wants to spend her limited time here. Possibly even more limited if she's going to charge at federal agents. But the idea that I'm going to call you goofy for going to a holiday party with your coworkers, meanwhile I'm doing this with my life. Aren't I proud of myself because I have sub-shoe-sized IQ levels?
Having dinner and then we're surrounded by the crowd. It's on camera so you can go back when you're on the car and you show your people. You know exactly who you come for, right?
Okay, they're gonna yell at him for like another 5 minutes, but it's crazy that this is what it is. And I don't even think they even had like a legitimate like reason. I think they questioned him at one point in time. Why do you think they were? And they got nothing.
Well, this appears to be a case of mistaken identity. Some TSA officers were eating dinner here. Someone thought they were ICE, and then the crowd showed up. A crowd of anti-ICE protesters swarming a restaurant after reports that off-duty ICE agents were inside.
But why? Why would
But law enforcement sources tell Fox 11 this may be a case of mistaken identity. The agents weren't ICE, but instead TSA officers eating dinner. ICE. LA County Sheriff's deputies called in for crowd control, eventually
crowd control. So they actually had to have everybody from you look at this, like 8 officers had to respond to this in a not so great community. Like Linwood isn't the worst herd, but it's also a place that you need your very finite LA Sheriff's Department resources to be spread across the city, and now they're just too busy dealing with you idiots.
Talk to y'all about what happened?
Oh, sure. Who are you guys with?
We're at Channel 11.
Oh, Fox?
Channel 11, Fox 11, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We asked an organizer
what happened. They don't want to
know. No comment.
Oh, we just want to ask what happened.
No, I know, but I just don't trust Fox.
She refused to...
I don't trust Fox because you don't have an answer. If you had a very clear like distinction, they were ICE because of this, or they're ICE because they're lying, whatever it is. No. I don't want to be questioned. I'm responsible for this fiasco. I want her personally to be billed, just like if I need the fire department. Like if I get in if I fall off my bike and I need the fire department to come out and transport me to the hospital. To my understanding, I get billed for that if I don't have insurance. I want her to get billed for this police response. If that happens, this ends tomorrow.
Speak with us, saying it was because we're Fox. Did you guys think it was ICE?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. So we know this was a false alarm, but we're not going to apologize. Why would we apologize? Because that makes it harder for us to do it next time.
We turned to restaurant workers for answers. The organizer followed us inside, recording and telling employees in Spanish not to speak with us.
Racist. She is so racist.
Either.
Yeah, sorry to you. You're not getting nobody to talk to you.
Outside, straggler protesters also recording our camera, trying to stay incognito.
I think there's a place and time for everything.
This man arrived moments after the chaos ended to eat at the restaurant it all started. These are TSA agents.
I'm telling you right now, they're trying to protect the restaurant. We're saying in Spanish so they don't deport you, automatically assuming the employees there are illegals. That's insanely racist of her. But the idea that we're protecting them from ICE because they're having a holiday party. Yeah, they had the opportunity to sell probably like 10 meals to somebody in a very struggling economy. Restaurants are always on the brink of collapse. They lost an entire day of business, and probably even like with Citizen App saying, don't go to the area because ICE is there, all that stuff. Very sad, but they're destroying their business. Hey, look at this. Every neighbor, spacefully. So other places have already gone under in this struggling area. And to protect the illegals, they're losing an entire day or entire evening of profit. These guys are such short-sighted idiots. None of them own restaurants. I can tell you right now, none of them own restaurants because they would know better than to fuck up their business for an entire evening.
You want to understand, people get very emotional, so they easily make mistakes. It happens, you take it out on the wrong people.
Oh, see, that's the same thing they said during BLM. They're emotional. They're gonna make some false accusations. Some innocent people will die during the BLM riots, but you have to understand, guys, these are subhuman IQs that they just need to kill and destroy things because they're too emotional. So he's sitting there saying, because people get emotional, I condone them destroying this business because they're emotional. It's like they don't see you as a person. It's sad.
Which, same thing as ICE. They say they're after criminals, but they're taking it out on everybody.
The TSA workers...
See, there you go. I know less than nothing. I'm letting these people riot and destroy things and accuse random workers of something. So, you know what? I'm just going to make up a lie about ICE too.
Eventually escorted out safely with no arrest or injuries. But a moment...
No, you needed arrest. There should have been arrest. There's only one way to stop this.
That highlights how tense emotions are across LA. So a moment of mistaken identity, but again, no arrest and no injuries. Reporting live tonight, Matthew.
Hey, and was this restaurant Tenraku? Is that? Yeah, it's Korean barbecue. Guys, help the illegal immigrants by destroying Korean businesses. Again, same thing happened over in LA, anti-ICE riots. They looted a struggling sushi restaurant in Little Tokyo. They took the registers and they say, no, let them do it. Stop recording. We're rioting. Looting a sushi restaurant, shutting down a Korean barbecue place. What other city was it? Over in France? They were protesting the farmers and they destroyed a Korean restaurant. Like, they really seem to always go after us for a reason. I don't know, guys.
Or Fox 11 News.
Yeah, it is so bad. But again, over in LA, who is this? Araceli B. Apparently, she was attending the peaceful protest, and apparently they tried to end her. Again with that stupid siren.
This is what you guys do?
They're wearing masks and they always demand the ICE not wear masks. Interesting.
What are we doing? What are you guys doing?
What are you doing?
What are you guys doing? What are we doing? Get out of my face. What are we doing? I don't want you. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Again, when you have someone like that shout in your face, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't reason with them. Don't even answer their questions.
What are we doing for real?
They're like children. They're throwing bits. Oh, what's up? Yeah, this is the LA federal building. It's right off the 101. And what do you call it? It sucks because whenever they protest this area, like the most valuable exits in downtown LA off the 10, like that little intersection over there, get closed. Very annoying. Very annoying. I don't go to LA often, but when I have, and they shut down this area, it's like it detours you super far. You got to go off of like exit. I think it was I wanted to get off in downtown. I think I got routed all the way to Vermont and had to loop back around. Super annoying. It's because they want to throw their fit.
What we doing? What we doing? What we doing?
Oh, she's tying her hair up. What?
You with it? What are we doing? What are we doing? What we doing? What we doing? What that shit down, bitch?
Oh yeah, she's yelling. Oh, I'm tying my hair up. She hasn't taken out her hoops yet, but I mean, she really thinks she's accomplishing something. I'm yelling at a random person with a camera, shouting "What we doing" over and over because I don't like border laws. I don't see the connection.
What down, bitch? What down, bitch? What we on? What we on? What we on? What we on?
They're actually attacking her. Yeah, I think they actually attack her and she's got to evade. It's very, very sad this can happen right outside a federal building. But that's not even the worst thing, because over in Santa Clara, so I mean, it's just like north of us. This is what the activists are going towards.
What the fuck are we doing here? Seriously, you have had
No. You can't show up. You can't show up to a city council meeting and about like a movie accurate Batman costume and say, seriously, what are you? It's like, yeah, it is a Temu Batman. I don't know what's worse. The fact that he has I'm not making fun of his outfit, but he has like an airplane belt buckle. I don't know what's worse. Did he buy this or did he make this? Seriously, guys.
Months to prepare for this upcoming event. I don't give a damn if this is outside of decorum. People are dying on our streets.
Interesting how he only cares about 2 particular deaths. Good, pretty. Didn't care about Lake and Riley. Didn't care about, even go back to Jocelyn Adams. Like, these are very, very big tragedies that have occurred that we should be talking about. How do we avoid them? How do we make certain that criminals are off our streets? Why did the justice system fail these innocent victims? He only cares about 2 people because in his Temu Batman brain, he can only comprehend what the TV told him to.
Every single day in this country, because we allow this federal government to walk all over you. Look me in the eye.
Guys, I can't.
Can any one of you go home to your children and tell them that you did everything you could to protect their classmates? To protect them?
You're assuming they're all illegals. Very racist of you.
I don't think you can, with the exception of Park. Thank you. I am disgusted by each and every one of you, with the exception of Councilmember Park, that you have not done something more.
I wonder if like Councilmember Park is like the baddest council member, like the hottest council member, and he's just there trying to like court her. I wonder.
You need to affirm that no city resources will go to ICE, that no cooperation will be given to them.
They don't need your cooperation. They just come there and do it. What do you... Okay.
Because as of right now, I stand in front of a council of cowards. And if you do not act, you're not just cowards, you are traitors. Traitors to each and every individual you serve.
I don't think I've ever seen Batman get this emotional.
You need to do something about getting these policies into writing, ensuring that your officers do not cooperate with ICE, ensuring...
I'm pretty certain in these deep blue areas they already don't. They just respond to 911 calls for crowd control. That's all they do. He already has what he wants, and yet he decided he needed to dress up like Batman with a stitched-in six-pack to say, you guys are traitors, except for Councilmember Park. I guess I shouldn't even look it up, but I just wonder, how hot do you have to be to get emotional Batman to say, you're the cool one?
That they cannot use city resources, that they cannot tap into city data before more people die. Yes.
Like, don't tap into city data. Don't tap into city data so they can find the C molesters and the child R's and all the murderers. Make it so ICE can't come in here and arrest them out of our jail cells or after they lose their court cases. Protect them from that. Because when we don't allow them in the courthouses to deport them like they do in Texas, Tennessee, and Florida, you have instances like over in Minneapolis where you have activists losing their lives trying to protect them in the streets.
More people die. I don't think I need to go into how many people have been shot, how many people have been taken.
No. How many people have been shot? Is the answer 2? If the answer is 2, why can't you comprehend that number? How many people have been taken? Yeah, a lot. I think it's in the millions, but less than Obama.
How many children have been abducted and used as bait?
Again, those are lies. They used them to lure the parents outside. It's like those are objective truths that they didn't happen. The father ditched the kid, and the mother declined to take them in that most recent incident. And the other incident is, again, the father left them in the car while he's running away from ICE agents. Like, they're abandoning the kids. It isn't what you think it is, and yet he's over here demanding, you guys are cowards unless you're as emotional as I am.
I don't need to tell you that. You see it on the TV every single day. I don't want you to...
Because the TV lies to you, but go on.
sit back and watch. I want you to fucking do something. I'm not begging you. I'm fucking demanding.
Oh, what are you gonna do about it? Like, I hate to be like, I'm not acting like macho with this guy, but it's like, what is weirdo Batman gonna do? I'm demanding you do this, or what? You have all these cities defrauding you, taking all your tax dollars, doing nothing. What are you gonna do now? Nothing. It's all performative on this very elevated level.
That you act with some semblance of a fucking spine.
You're Batman, dude. You act like with a spine. You go out there and do it. I don't want you to, because you're probably gonna lose your life. But if you really were about that life, this Batman life, I don't think you'd be in here begging city council, with the exception of Councilmember Park, that this is what you want.
Do something!
Oh, he
Thank you.
He think he did something. I feel like everything would be more dramatic if I had a cape. I could bookend everything I say. Just like, you know what? Do something. Get out and vote. Or I don't know. I need a cape, guys. Bat swaddles away. Exactly. Do it. His mom must be proud. I'm not trying to say there's mommy issues involved in this, but I'm also not trying to say it has nothing to do with how he got here. Yeah. It's Bat they them. Yes. Not Batman. Bat they them. Yes. Yeah. If he didn't have a smoke bomb, he's not real Batman. That is true. City council needed to look at each other and talk about what he just said, and he needed to be disappeared. Yeah. Bro, you know he thought that goofy ass walk away was cool in his head. 1,000,000%. He went on Twitter, or not Twitter. He went on Reddit and said, "I just cussed out everybody in city council. Councilmember Park, she started winking at me." And then also he's just sitting there rewriting in his mind like, "Oh my god, I'm totally gonna do it again." All those local theater classes are really starting to pay off. Oh, don't call him the Dork Knight. That's mean. And here's the thing: is we don't know, but I would imagine there's a bit of mental illness that goes into these movements. And I'm not saying we allow them to do this, but also it kind of provides a little bit of reasoning as to how we got here. Yeah, I am also a Batman with my pencil bat, yes. He can't even do the Batman voice. Why didn't he do the Batman voice? That would have been awesome. And no sympathy. Enough with the Dork Knight jokes. It's mean. It's mean. We're trying to be above that, guys. We're trying to find solutions. We're trying to be human beings. We're not trying to villainize them. No. We're not trying to excuse their horrendous behavior. But we don't need to make fun of their outfits. I don't know. It was Sneeko? I don't know, guys. Someone said, if I had a Joker costume, I would crash that meeting. If someone popped out with a Joker costume, say, supporting ICE, peak content, guys. Yeah, we're not trying to villainize them, but they are being goofy. I would villainize the people that are out there actually assaulting law enforcement and becoming their heroes, because, sad to say, a new video of Alex Preddy came out where he was attacking federal agents on January 13th. Now, originally they thought this to be AI, but it was confirmed this was actually him showing up to another protest, or more federal agents making arrests, armed, being insanely unhinged.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents.
I don't want to play it again, but I think he called them a phobic slur. How is he the left's hero if he's calling them effing F-words? He's the left's hero that the View says he's the type of guy that you'd want your son to become or your daughter to date. A guy shouting homophobic slurs at federal agents while attacking their vehicles, while showing up armed, not in the capacity legally. Like the time that he ended his life was when he didn't have his ID on him. He may have a permit for it, but he's not in the capacity to carry legally currently.
11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him.
Oh,
Our
effing
footage
trash.
was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that
Again, the whistles doing nothing. They say long whistle blows or ice, 3 short whistle bursts or warning. Like, they think they're doing something here.
Federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight.
Oh, so peaceful.
The agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground.
They're shouting, no, no, stop. Nobody was shouting, no, stop, when the guy's yelling at them, cursing at them, spitting on them, and kicking out the back rear tail light of the vehicle. Nobody seemed to care about that. But then when he's finally getting what he deserves, oh, suddenly now we're worried about justice.
During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat, and he walks away.
Chat, was this the incident where he broke his ribs? Because there was an incident where he got in a fight with them. No, when he broke his ribs, it was months before. That's likely when he started carrying. So the ICE agents the DHS broke his ribs in an incident, and then he came back armed, kicking out their taillight, and then they drug him to the ground. So this is a separate incident.
The man in our footage is wearing
shouting.
A similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed.
Same one outfit.
What appears
he has
to
one
be a
outfit.
gun is also visible
he's armed,
above
yep.
his waistband.
And it's sad to say, a lot of these incidents where you have someone that like goes out and murders somebody who gets murdered, they had like a 10-year sentence for like violence or robbing somebody. They get out and they get ended in gang violence. If they were still in prison, they would be alive. If they took this Preddy guy for kicking out the back tail light of this vehicle and they threw him in jail for a decade, he wouldn't be happy he'd be in federal prison, but he would be alive and he'd have some time to think about what he's doing with his life. And sad to say, the mainstream media will probably move on from ICE detentions to go on to the next thing to fearmonger over. And he'll realize, oh, what I was angry over wasn't worth losing my life over, so now it's time to better myself.
Here, he continues to stand at the scene.
Is he going to square up with them again like he's going to fight them after he just got objectively... Yeah. Oh, he's
on the day he was killed, the Department of Homeland Security claims Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse, approached...
They keep on saying he's an ICU nurse. For him to have this much time to protest, I'm guessing he was no longer an ICU nurse. Maybe a chat will tell me if he quit his job earlier. So he's more of a Breonna Taylor-like character. Get her best where she was in life. She was a EMT, and just label her that, even if she is allegedly a drug dealer at the time of her death. It kind of seems like he was ill, yeah. Or maybe days off. Yeah, nurses do get, what do they work? 312, so they work 3 days on, 4 days off, but it's like long shifts. He was fired a couple months before for behavioral issues. He left his job. His family said he quit months ago. Okay, so yeah, if he quit 3 months ago, same thing with Breonna Taylor. At one point in time, she was an EMT. Get a picture of her with flowers, make her look like a regular citizen. Get Renee Good when she still looked like anybody's neighbor, anybody's family member. Not the insane activist they later became, which tragically ends in the loss of their life. He once upon a time was a VU ICU nurse. This is how we need to portray them, because nobody really cares about an insane activist that fights ICE agents in all their time.
Officers holding a handgun. That claim has been contradicted by analysis of bystander videos from multiple news investigations, which concluded that Preddy was holding a phone, not a gun, when he was pinned to the street.
Who knows if he's holding his phone now, but in his back pocket, you can see he's strapped. And the crazy part is, if the agents saw that he was strapped at this incident, they probably would have did the same thing that eventually happened to him later on. And all these people confident that they're doing the right thing.
Shortly after the altercation we filmed here on January 13th, federal agents drove away.
Yeah, so they
Soon
still didn't
after
stop
that,
them from doing
we
whatever
left
they were
the scene.
doing. Good job, news movement, for covering this or whatever. But people, first they try to say, this is AI. Isn't it convenient he's wearing the same exact outfit he was wearing the next day? The way his mouth moves doesn't seem real. They really tried to push that this was AI, except the fact that RT, some random account, had saw him previously on a different angle. Like, this is an incident that really carried. Now, this full video from January 13th. So they just uploaded this. It's got 174,000 views now. But oh, it definitely happened.
Get the fuck out!
Again, all these people standing around with their cameras, shouting, being shrieking banshees, thinking they can stop federal law enforcement with their crime fighter fighting whistles. You said some of them are paid to protest as their job. I believe, it's not confirmed yet, that he was in those signal chats that were out there training them to fight ICE and also tracking them down. I wonder if there's some sort of compensation in that, or he could become a full-time ICE fighter and possibly losing their life later. And here he is. Oh, he spit on them. And here's the thing is, if you spit on him, it empowers him to do the next thing. If he spit on him, they came out and maced him, it wouldn't have escalated to the next thing. But then he's been slowly inching himself closer to feeling empowered to actually go hands-on with ICE agents while he's armed. Like I said, people that commit large amounts of fraud, they don't go from 0 to 10 million in a single day. It always starts small. Him spitting on the ICE agent and getting away with it made it so he felt entitled and able to fight them later on. This was a long time coming, unfortunately. Yeah, you're not gonna body shame a guy, but I really wonder if he was kind of like, yeah, like the Napoleon complex. So he's like a small guy. Like, again, it doesn't matter. I'm not like MSNBC photoshopping his face to make him look like a Chad. But was he is this a perspective? I don't know. Was he a small guy? Like, was he a tiny person that had a thing that made him want to be this big, bold, bad guy? I'm not afraid of no ICE because, honestly, this would be a bit humiliating to show up to the thing and getting tossed aside like that. Yeah, now they're screaming, stop, stop, stop. So, yes, they wanted to say this was AI, it's not real, while simultaneously putting out this post. Nurse Alex Preddy was killed days ago by an ICE agent at a rally. Not a protest, not a riot. He wasn't fighting the officers. He was at a rally in Minnesota. Help disabled veterans get on their feet. And there's nothing more that needs to be added about the spirit of this man. So they're literally immortalizing him. They're making him a hero. Never mind the fact that why would an ICU nurse, intensive care unit, be with them at the rehabilitation? Like, these are two veterans with prosthetic legs. Seems interesting. Why would he be this way? But then somebody pointed out, what is it? Eric Erickson saying 2 million views for an AI generated picture that can't even get the US flag right. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 red stripes on this flag. At the VA, you would not have an inaccurate flag like this. And also, the rows of the stars on the right, you would have the middle stars out, not the outside stars out. I can't know how to say it, but not the right amount of stars, not the right amount of flag stripes. An AI generated image with him as a VA nurse, and again, probably making him look childish. Look at his traps here. It's the most insulting thing. Like, if I ever tragically lose my life, at least use one of my dorky, skinny guy images to say, okay, this was decoy. He wasn't the best looking guy, but you know what? He amassed 1 million subscribers, dropping truth bombs and doing research on stuff. That you know, he made it big in spite of him not looking like a male model or a booby streamer. Like, that's what I want. Don't be like, yo, use this super jacked image of Decoy to make it look like he was this guy he wasn't. Like, this is so insulting. Not only the fact that he's in the wrong setting, that they made him look way buffer than he really is, but also the fact that this is AI entirely. Like, what? And it's one thing when they do this, where they say, okay, yeah, they make this AI image. But when they beautified him, like that one TSA employee where they gave him rosy cheeks, they beautified him, and I guess MSNBC or MS Now, they deleted this, but this was them actually using his AI image or his Facetune image to make you feel worse for him, because he definitely wasn't this insane individual that got fired from his job allegedly and became a full-time antagonist. No, he was this huge, jacked hero that worked at the VA.
This time it was 37-year-old Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse who cared for veterans. Donald Trump and his cabinet, his administration, are demanding once again that you not believe your eyes and ears.
You not believe your eyes. We Facetune this guy's image, believe our face or Photoshop picture over objective truth.
This time it was 30.
Sad to say, MSNBC used that image, and apparently now they say the glamified image is on The Telegraph, it's on MSNBC or MS Now, it's on the New York Post. They're all using the image because it's very easy to tell. The original image has him, his nose is elongated, he's got more of an oblong face, his jaw, here's the thing, I don't think he's a bad-looking dude in the original images, but why'd you have to give him a wider jawline, straighter teeth, like they gave him veneers, they gave him a tan, like, just let him be him. It's so insulting they're doing this, but the worst part about it is you have Senator Dick Durbin going in front of a Congress showing this image.
Kristi Noem labeled their actions, quote, domestic terrorism. And Attorney General Pam Bondi, in a letter sent to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, effectively tried to blackmail the state.
Yeah, whatever. But the fact that they're using the AI image, the one where they tried to remake the image to make it look worse than it was, this does not exist. This second ICE agent has no head, or DHS agent has no head. His other leg is an AR stock. Like, they're using AI images here. They're using AI images here. They're using AI images or Facetune images here, and they're claiming actual factual video evidence is AI. They live in an entirely separate plane of existence. Because, yes, now that we know about the second video, you have Elizabeth Warren gonna say he was peaceful, he wasn't violent, he's their new hero now. Peaceful protester, protesting peacefully was our ideal rioter.
The people ICE grabbed up, the people they shot, are not threats to you and me. They are not violent criminals that Trump promised to go after. They are not, as Trump said, the worst of the worst.
Yeah, he's pretty much the worst of the worst if he's out there fighting ICE, kicking out, spitting on them for getting rid of child R's.
They are our neighbors, they are our friends, they are our colleagues, they are people who treat us when we are sick. The risk is not from them. The risk increasingly comes from out-of-control ICE agents who can't follow.
At least to me, it seems like those ICE agents were pretty in control. He just spit on them and just kicked out their taillight. They pushed them aside. They used pepper balls and tear gas so they can continue along their federal law enforcement duties. Seems like they were pretty contained to me, only until they saw the gun coming out, or I think it was the extra mag he was pulling out, was he lit up like that.
The basic training manual that our local police, our state police, and our National Guard are all trained to follow.
And watch her turn on the National Guard as soon as Trump federalizes it. But it's funny when they took this image, her saying this, and they superimposed it over her fighting ICE agents.
Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was
apparently hadn't been doing it for months.
Incapable of causing harm.
No,
Alex
not capable of causing
patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him.
She's writing poetry about this guy, knowing virtually nothing about him. This is the same thing when Kamala Harris went to go see Jacob Blake in the hospital and say, "I'm proud of you," after he apparently digitally ordered his ex-girlfriend, was trying to kidnap their children, and then I guess he tossed the first a police officer on the ground and was reaching for a knife in the car. Kamala Harris goes out and says, because you're a black man, you were shot by the police, you check off all the boxes we need politically, so you know what? I'm proud of you. This guy checks all the boxes off for Senator Elizabeth Warren because he got ended by ICE agents. Is apparently a very, very low barrier of entry for being their new martyr. But she's saying, you know what? Just because you were killed, I have all this poetic things to say about you, not knowing shit about you. Insane stuff.
And calm. As a steady light within him.
Steady light within him. You don't know this gentleman. He had a steady light within. You don't know nothing about nothing. The sad fact is, with the Democrats, all you have to do is get killed by law enforcement, and they will say things like, you have a steady light within you. Absolute insanity. This is how you know they're losing. Because they got to make up stuff like this.
Very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure. Caring.
This is like a move that she's stealing lines from like, what's that movie with Aslan? Like, is she talking about the Jesus character in the movie about the lion where the Aslan is like, he's a beaming, he's a light of like, you know, justice and calm. It's a fan fiction. It's a fan fiction she's writing about this gentleman. And it's sad because then you have CNN. Okay, no, it wasn't even The View. It was CNN with Ana Navarro going on CNN saying, again, writing fan fiction about this guy.
They chose to, they killed the wrong guy.
Narnia.
Right? Because this is like
the wrong guy. If this is the wrong guy, who's the right guy to you?
The perfect guy. Alex Pretty is the guy you would...
The perfect... All you gotta do for the Democrats to simp over you is either become Luigi, which is fucking insane, or get ended by law enforcement. Apparently get fired. I still don't know. If he was fired from being a nurse, all you have to do is do that. Dedicate your time to fighting ICE, and they will say, you're the top-notch, you're the best of us.
Want to date your daughter. They want the guy you'd want your son to grow up to be a decent human being who would...
It's sad though. Does Ana Navarro have kids? Because if Ana Navarro has kids and she's telling out there the message is, daughter, I want you to date a guy like Pretty, or son, I want you to be Pretty. I want you to have a regular job, struggle through life, you know, ups and downs, and then eventually, if you get divorced, if you lose your job, I want you to dedicate your life to spitting on, kicking on, and physically fighting federal law enforcement so you die, and then we can all talk about you fondly, regardless of who you were as a person. That is the ideal scenario for Anna, and if she does, it's an insult to her own children.
To date your daughter. The guy you'd want your son to grow up to be a decent human being who was serving humanity, serving
humanity. Someone needs to superimpose this. Spitting on federal agents. Serving humanity.
Sick veterans who is, there's nothing that has been said about that man that isn't wonderful. And so they can't malign him.
This is fan fiction.
They can't malign him because we have the videos. They chose to...
Yeah, we had the videos. Ignore the inconvenient videos. Ignore BLM burning down buildings, ending the lives of security guards, and ending... R-ing girls in the Chaz, and then shooting those two teenagers in that vehicle. Forget all that. We had the videos. Only watch the videos are convenient to us. Insanity, but then now you have the talk show hosts basically just reinventing what occurred.
They're lying. We saw it.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it. What are you talking about?
And that's how brazen they lie when they know we've seen the truth. That's how they lie.
They took this frame. They say, this is the frame. The one where he's carrying the cell phone is more important than the one where he's pulling out, I think, is the mag out of his waistband. That's more important.
Lie when they know we know. Imagine how they lie when there's no evidence to contradict them. And maybe that more...
It sounds a lot like the COVID claims you were making earlier, but forget all that.
Than anything explains why Alex Pretty really was a threat. Because he was brandishing a weapon. A handheld, aluminum, 1080p, 60 FPS weapon of mass...
That's not why... Here's the problem with his logic. Yeah, he's getting tackled here. But there's a group of people, actually this is probably the better one. How many people? The 10-inch aluminum can that is the camera. How many people are holding cameras that the ICE agents or DHS agents are not harming? They're not arresting them. They're recording from the sidewalk. They're the legal observers. They're not attacking any of them. Renee Good, this person, the kids at the protests that were allegedly tear-gassed. All these people are recording. He's saying he was ended because he was holding the phone. Seems to say they never end the people holding phones doing nothing else. Seems that they only went after the guy that ended the guy that was armed, that was fighting them on multiple occasions. This was like, I think, his third incident with them on camera. Who knows if there was other instances of him fighting ICE agents. The fact that he's trying to use this as the example of they're lying to your face just shows how comfortable he is misrepresenting a situation and trying to twist it in his way to make you feel like that side lies. I'm giving you truth. No, you're aging in dog years because your whole life is telling lies on television.
Illumination. Because there is nothing more dangerous to a regime predicated on lies than witnesses.
Yeah, the crazy part is the party that demanded police-worn body cams is now saying, stop wearing police-worn body cams. Like, this is a little bit ahead in the story, but it's like, yeah, there's cameras. But once they get cameras, no, guys, stop using cameras.
Wake of Michael Brown, we'll market it to low information people in the public, to well-meaning liberal people. We'll market it as accountability and transparency. And so they totally shifted, and then they were able to get hundreds of millions of dollars toward their goal of outfitting every single cop in the United States with a mobile surveillance.
This is what you guys wanted. I'll tell you right now, the reason the police, like, beat cops don't want the body-worn cameras is because they're on a 20-minute rolling recording time. So basically, all cops want the body cam on them. It helps them from false claims. But the sad thing is, you hear him push the button, it turns it on. But it doesn't turn it on from there. It goes back 20 minutes. So if you ever fire your weapon, it captures 20 minutes from the incident so you can have a context of what happened before, what was leading up to it. And it's important in court cases, but you could never, like, beat cops. You spend more time with your partner than you do with your family. So you get close, you shoot the shit, you maybe say some inappropriate stuff, you maybe complain about your wife, you maybe say you talk shit about your kid failing class, whatever it is. You're probably going to do with your best buds, talk a little shit that you don't want to be put on a poster board on a quote in front of a jury later on. You don't want that because no matter what, you guys can be bickering about your wife and then later on you randomly get shot at. So they're going to capture the rest of that video. Again, I'm making just a random ass story. But officers, police unions, they didn't want police-worn body cams because it just completely changes the dynamic of their job. But now that they have it, suddenly the Democrats are saying, oh my God, the police unions wanted it because it was millions of dollars. It's like, no, they resisted it. But now that they found out that all the lies, like the Michael Brown lie, all the other instances where they say, all she was doing is having a mental breakdown. She didn't charge at the cops with a knife. Like, that's popping their bubble. Now they don't want you to have cams.
Surveillance camera that the police control. They control when it's on, when it's off, what it captures. When something is captured, is released to the public. So if the police capture, let's say, an undocumented immigrant committing some crime, that's out on Fox News.
Yeah, why is that a bad thing? Are you saying that the illegals committing crimes and the grandma that came over here 20 years ago, undocumented, is the same thing? I don't think you know what you're talking about.
The New York Post within hours, but if they capture the police doing something horrific, the public may never see that video. So
the public would see that video because you can send a Freedom of Information Act request. It's all out there. You're lying. You know you're lying. It's because it's inconvenient for you.
Body cameras are a mirage. And as I write in the propaganda book, and it's really critical to understand exactly how it happens, not only do they not reduce police violence, but they have been an essential...
Again, it doesn't reduce police violence. So what they're saying is BLM destroying all those cities, all those innocent girls getting AR'd in the Chaz zone, all those kids losing their life, the security guard getting popped over in, I think it was Minneapolis. All the incidents of violence, all the rioting, the looting. Your BLM movement got a lot of people mansions. It got some people elected in office, but it didn't stop the only thing it was trying to stop. Utter ridiculousness.
Propaganda tool in convincing so many well-meaning people.
Video footage of an arrest is propaganda. according to this guy.
Across our society, that the authorities care about police violence, that they want accountability, that they're doing something, right? And it distracts people from the core, important kinds of changes that we need, which is to reduce the size and power of these bureaucracies.
Okay, yeah, so he's going off saying less cameras, even though now they're trying to argue more cameras. But again, he's trying to say the only reason Preddy was ended is because he was holding a camera, despite the fact that a bunch of people are holding cameras and they never get messed with. Interesting that that's what Jon Stewart's trying to say, but the sad part is when you have this video coming out, it's about the Preddy being attacking the federal agents. Johnny Maga goes out there and says, hey, Minnesota's largest paper, the Minnesota Star Tribune, says, here's the new footage of him attacking the ICE vehicle. They have zero mention of Preddy shattering their taillight or spitting on them. They say Preddy stood on a crosswalk and flipped the middle finger of both hands towards the SUV carrying officers in clad tactical gear. Why even say they're in clad tactical gear? Like, we know what they are. One jumped out the back passenger seat and charged toward him, grabbing Preddy by the jacket and tackling him as other agents piled on, according to the footage. Again, so you have this incident saying he had his middle fingers on the SUV, and then they tackled him. The same way they try to say, Renee Good said, I'm not mad at you, bro. And then the officer shot her in the head and said, effing B. There's something important that happened in the middle. Did she hit the agent with her car, causing internal bleeding? And did Preddy spit and kick out the taillight of this federal agent's vehicle before they tackled him? They dropped the most important aspect about this because it's not convenient. They know what they're doing. They saw the footage. According to the footage means you fucking saw the footage, but for you to misrepresent it this terribly, it just shows you guys aren't trying to educate the masses. You're trying to get them all worked up. Oh, if you record, they're against you. But if you record too much, that's not a good thing. Oh, he was the best of us. You'd want your son to become him. You'd want your daughter to become him because we have an image of him helping veterans. It's obviously photoshopped. We made him look more like a Chad. And we used a AI-generated image to show his demise in a worse function. But no, you still have guys like this fine gentleman. We keep on seeing him pop up. I think he's playing a character at this point in time, but it doesn't take much to get their base worked up and emotional, and this is the evidence.
An ICU nurse in Minneapolis! Multiple agents!
I worry about my heart because I like do this video and I kind of get amped up and I'm like, a little bit like a spazzy type of person. I genuinely worry about this guy. You can't be like this all the time. Even if you're playing a character, it can't be good for your heart.
Held him down! A U.S. citizen! And pistol whipped him! And then shot him!
They didn't pistol whip him. You know, if you saw the video, you'd know he didn't pistol whip him. And the idea that he put like a little giraffe plush in the background makes me feel like this is so like carefully made this way for his TikTok or whatever. But the idea that he wasn't being pistol whipped, they were fighting him. They were using, I think it was a tear gas canister on him.
He was on the fucking ground! And now he's dead! What the actual fuck?
Yeah, he's dead because he attacked federal officers on multiple occasions. He came armed to protests. He may have had a permit to legally carry, but he wasn't currently when he was attacking them on 2 occasions that we know of.
What's happening in this country? This is a fucking execution in broad daylight. And after the shooting, ICE tried to force the local cops to back off, to leave the fucking scene.
I don't know anything about that happening.
When an arm of the government starts acting.
Here's the problem though, is he's trolling clearly, but there's so many idiots on the internet that believe this stuff and will act upon it that, sad to say, he may be playing a role and he may be playing a character, but people will act upon what he's faking. And the sad part is we expect it out of the left. We expect it out of the media personalities. We expect it out of their has-been comedians. But now you're also starting to see a bit of these so-called conservatives starting to say, you know what, we wanted ICE deportations. They're like doing what Matt Walsh said. Let me pull up his tweet. They're essentially doing exactly what Matt Walsh said, where it's, we want deportations, but only if it doesn't look bad. Like, listen to Rand Paul.
Alex Preddy incident. Can we get your reaction to the Alex Preddy incident over the weekend?
Yeah. We're going to have hearings on this. We've invited 3 of the prominent leaders from the Department of Human Services on immigration and immigration control. and we're going to discuss the question of whether or not filming someone, as I see is going on right now, whether that could be considered to be assault.
See, again, they're trying to say he wasn't assaulting them; he was filming them. That's all it was. It wasn't him having a history of attacking them, showing up armed. It was just him filming him, and then that's not an assault. That's assault on our democracy.
Whether retreating from ICE agents is considered to be assault.
He was not
and
retreating.
whether or not filming and then retreating is an indication that.
And this is why he can never go further than a rhino conservative Republican. That's it. That's where he stops here.
You're a potential assassin. If our government's going to say things like that, people out there in the public need to know. I mean, do people?
He's trying to cater to the emotional liberals in the world, not knowing that. I mean, I would almost have to think that he's never seen the video. Like, he actually didn't go out there and watch it himself or look at the history. He's responding to it in this fashion, where it's like he was recording, then running away. It almost seems like he read liberal coverage of the incident and then based his opinion on that.
Filming the government have to worry that
Rand Paul's a Bill Nye politics.
They are guilty of assault, and the use of lethal force can be used against them. Look, we have this all of the time as far as our police. Our police have a tough job. Our police largely do a good job, but occasionally there are shootings that are unjustified. And that's why
I agree. There are occasionally shootings that are unjustified. There's lots of them. This was not one of them.
The officer usually is put on a desk job or administrative leave until his investigation. Even when it's perfectly, I know of at least a couple of shootings in Kentucky where the guy shot the officer 8 times. It was ended up being killed by another person in the car. They investigated it for 1.5 years, which I thought was way too long. But that was a completely justified shooting. But we investigate things because
so you know how bad bureaucracy has become with police incidences. The federal government's trying to get this done. They saw it, realized they're not going to charge him. Done deal. I don't understand why he thinks that this is a situation of, because this is making a lot of people emotional in the public. We need to let the bottom 1% of the American population decide how our law enforcement agencies operate. Ridiculous.
Because we think using deadly force is the unusual. It's the exception to the rule. But we can't just say, oh, nothing to see here. And he was obviously an assassin and a domestic terrorist.
No one's saying that.
When we say things like that, it leads to no confidence in. So I think there really has to be an independent investigation.
I think there's a lot of no confidence in Rand Paul because, yeah, Matt Walsh had it the best. Like, he's going to go on forever. But Matt Walsh had it best saying, the ICE situation is really complex. My take is more nuanced. I want our immigration laws to be enforced, but I just want them to do it without using any force or without anybody getting hurt. And without anything sad or upsetting happening ever. And if people we are trying to deport don't want to be deported, or if liberal activists don't want us to deport them, then obviously in that case we shouldn't do it. But I'm a totally conservative on the issue, unless people get really mad at me, and then never mind, please don't yell, I'm sorry. And I said, there's people doing that as well. Like, he's obviously making a joke, but that's exactly what you saw right here. It's like, yes, immigration laws are bad. I'm a conservative. I think that, Trump has a point in saying they're forever going to change our demographics and make a permanent blue majority in the world if they allow rampant mass migration from the third world that we pay for the votes too. But the idea that they come out and say, but it looked bad, so I'm pulling back from it. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are like this. And like the best case scenario, I'm not going to air out her, but it was like, I saw one person online, a budding, like, kind of conservative influencer, but somebody that understands what rampant crime looks like. When law and order is absent, your community looks like trash. And then became a kind of a conservative voice, very talented person, but then was complaining. They said they made a tweet or something saying, that was a murder. He was innocent. He didn't deserve to get hit 10 times. And then was complaining, why did I lose like 10,000 followers right after I said Preddy was murdered? It's like, because you're reverting to the mean. There's so many people out there that want to support Trump, want to be against mass migration. But like Matt Walsh was making fun of, if it looks bad, if activists are against it, if you see one, kid with blue bunny ears on getting detained by ICE because a father had abandoned them, or if one insane anti-ICE activist loses their job, gets divorced, has a parent saying, please don't do this. It fights ICE, gets their ribs broken, and then fights ICE and gets taken to the ground, spits on them, and then fights ICE and then unfortunately loses their life later on. If that 10 shots hurts your feelings, we know you're never actually going to be away from the emotions run my opinions on everything, and I can't be trusted to be at the helm of this movement of we need law and order back, because sad to say 10 shots was probably necessary. He's still moving. They think he's still armed. So many people think it's like a video game where you get hit once in the head and all of a sudden you're done, or you get hit a couple times in the leg and all of a sudden you're disarmed. Like, people, especially people hopped up on substances, you don't know if he's on substances. People hopped up on substances can take a lot of rounds, especially 9mm rounds if that's what they're carrying. You need to keep on sending rounds into the center of mass until they stop moving. If 10 shots is what happens between them coming at you and them stopping is what's required, that's what you're trained to do. But somehow, between 1 and 10 shots, this person thought that was too far. And then now they've changed their mind about enforcing strict border laws. They've changed their mind about having strong law enforcement agencies that they're behind. They can't support it. That's what you're starting to see all around. And it's kind of sad because I don't want to say actual conservatives, but people that actually been out there in the trenches, people that know what law and order looks like. You always knew it wasn't going to look good. Once you start deporting people, there's going to be kids in cages. There's going to be shitty adults that like leave behind their kids that have caused their kids to be arrested and detained by ICE. Like, this is going to happen. It was always going to look bad, but sometimes law and order is necessary, no matter how much it makes people feel bad. Yeah, people talking about Moist. It was kind of sad to see that, but I don't need to agree with him on every level to be like, oh yeah, he's a good guy, but it just shows that he's very naive as to how the real world is, and oftentimes no fault of their own. I think the same thing with like a Justin Bieber or a Emma Watson. Sometimes when you grow up and all you know is massive success and access to millions and whatever it is, you don't know what it is to be in the real world. You don't know what it is to feel unsafe because a Venezuelan gang members have moved into your downtown LA apartment and now stuff is getting weird. Like, they don't know what that is, so they don't know how to connect with real people. Yeah, a lot of them are very, very sheltered. And here's the thing, is because their politics aren't their thing, like athletes and celebrities and stuff. Politics aren't necessarily their thing, but their audiences demand you speak up and use your platform to echo what I'm thinking about something. It's absurdity. But at least, in my opinion, I think Tim Walz is backing down. Like, they've essentially, people say, oh, Greg Bavino and Trump are exiting Minnesota, but I think it's the opposite. I think Tim Walz is losing. Now, even though he goes on MSNBC or MS Now saying this.
What else did he say to you other than saying he wanted to work
Actually, this is not loud enough.
together? I mean,
so even though he goes on TV saying this.
What else did he say to you other than saying he wanted to work together? I mean, what did he tell you about, what did you talk about?
He told me that he doesn't understand what's wrong with Minnesota. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I said, nothing's wrong with Mr. President.
You're having deportations that result in American lives being lost. That's what's wrong with Minnesota.
We're one of the most effective states and one of the best places to live.
The best places to live if you're a Somalian fraudster. Funny how that works.
And he told me that, well, look, Tim, we did this in New Orleans. We did it in Louisville. There's no problems. And I said, you didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, because there's not massive rioters in the streets that the police departments are told to stand down. You're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. Get out there and blow your whistles, and you guys are heroes when you lose your life. Nobody was on there behind their fence saying, get into good trouble after that girl Renee Good lost her life. That's a you problem.
In Louisville or New Orleans. And the operation here looks very different from that.
No lies detected.
And then he told me it was successful in Venezuela.
He talked to you about Venezuela.
He did.
Why is he so shocked he's talking about Venezuela, places that do deportations? They talked about Venezuela. Look at how shocked he is. These guys are ridiculous.
He did. I'm not sure what gave him the indication that at this point in time, what's happening to my state, that I'm interested in Venezuela.
Well, because 2 people have lost their life in your city. I'm sorry, in your city, but in your state.
But he told me how well that went. Which really was strange to me was he saw an operation in Venezuela against a foreign nation in the same context he saw an operation against a U.S.
I think he's affiliating these things incorrectly.
State and a U.S. city.
Who are you looking at? What else did he say
So
to you?
yeah, he's such a bad guy. He's such a bad guy. But now you have Tom Homan saying, we're getting everything we want.
And he has clarified for me that county jails may notify ICE of the release dates of criminal public safety risks so ICE can take custody of them.
And remember, people are saying they fired Greg Bavino. He's in California. They're backing off. It's like, remember, this was what they always wanted entirely. Like, Tom Homan did not want to go in there. Like, Tom Homan, the guy that got a medal from a presidential medal from Obama for deporting nearly 1 million illegals. Tom Homan didn't want all these street arrests. They're dangerous. They put the public at risk. It's not a good look for anybody. Tom Homan just wanted access to these sanctuary cities, their jails, so if they commit a crime or they lose their citizenship hearing or their visa hearing, they can get deported immediately. That's what he wanted. And then Tom Homan said, I'm going to flood the zone. They don't allow me in the courthouses. We flood the zone and then we get collateral damage. That means that if there's a child R at a work site in Home Depot and we catch them, but then we also catch 10 other illegals that are largely law abiding, they're getting deported too. So you go CBP one up, app self-deport, sanctuary cities allow us in your courthouses, or we start doing ground level raids. That's what causes the left to freak out. But now the Trump administration is getting exactly what they want.
Upon the release from the jail. And let me tell you why that's important. I know people are a lot concerned about the manpower has been set in law enforcement manpower. Look, I've said this many times before. I've said it for the last several years. Give us access to the illegal alien public safety threat and the safety and security of a jail.
That's what they talk about. How did Obama deport way more millions than Trump and didn't get any backlash for it? Obama made the kids in cages, the cages for the kids in cages. Nobody gave him backlash, and they tried to attribute it to Trump. It's because sanctuary cities cooperated.
It's common sense. It's safer for the community, it's safer for the agent, and it's safer for the alien. Because anything can happen on a street arrest. It just makes common sense. And for the people that argue, well, we're a welcoming community because we want victims and witnesses of crime that are here illegally to feel safe to come to police without fear they're working with ICE, we're not going to talk to the victim and witness of crime. There's no problem there. They should feel safe to come to police and ask for help. All we want is to talk to the person that local and state law enforcement authorities locked in a jail cell.
Makes it safer for everybody, but then they try to say like, oh, he's comparing us to Venezuela. But then you have Trump coming out saying, hey, he's saying one thing in public and being different in private. Or Governor Tim Walz.
Conversation with Governor Tim Walz. This man has suggested that this is a modern-day Gettysburg. He has likened his situation to Anne Frank in the Holocaust.
Yeah,
he has said that ICE is your Gestapo army. And then you guys speak on the phone. I'm fascinated by that conversation.
It couldn't have been a nicer conversation. And in fact, I said to my people, I said, it's hard to believe that's the same guy I watch on television.
And it's sad where you have Donald Trump talking to Tim Walz, willing to have an open discussion saying, hey, can we resolve this amicably? You don't like me, I don't like you, but we don't want any more deaths. Trump comes back and has good things to say about Walz. Walz comes out and says, he was talking about Venezuela and some other countries operate. Like, he only wants to frame it a particular way.
Or I watch in the debate not doing so well, or because we had a very reasonable conversation, very good conversation. If you believe the conversation, he'd like to get this thing over with.
Yeah.
But think of it, in the whole country, we've done this so much. We have the crime down to a level that nobody ever, I campaigned a little bit on crime, a lot on the border. The problem is I gave you the best border in the history of our country. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. I did it a long time ago. I was able.
Conversation with.
He's getting all these wins, but the thing is, though, as they say, he's acting in public one way and private the other one. I think he's likely just lying to Trump. And then he says the courthouses will cooperate with you, buy him a little more time to try to get to the midterms. They're not actually going to do it. I think in private, he's doing the same thing he's always done. He's a scumbag. But the problem is his biggest problem area is Minneapolis, and Mayor Afraid is out here saying, I'm not going to cooperate. Even though the governor says we are, the local mayor says no, and I think that the way things are in private, in actuality, I think Walz is more likely to align himself with Frey than local mayor than President Donald Trump.
Our police officers spending every single second focused on that keeps the residents of our cities safe. I'll tell you what I don't want them doing. I don't want them spending a single second hunting down a father who just dropped his kids off at daycare.
Again, they're just making up lies. Some insane story about a nurse that everybody would want your kid to be or your daughter to date. He had such a beam of good, positive energy in it. They're just making up shit so you feel bad. They're trying to pull at your heartstrings because they know reality is atrocious.
Who's about to go work a 12-hour shift, who happens to be from Ecuador. That guy
happens to be from, are you forgetting the illegal crossing? Like, insane. The same thing. Oh, the Somalians that are here, they just happen to be committing tens of millions of dollars of fraud or tens of billions of dollars of fraud.
He makes our city a better place. We're proud to have him in Minneapolis. So are we going to enforce federal immigration law? No, we don't now. We haven't for...
So he knows they're going to stay a sanctuary city. I think this was a lie. They're not going to actually let him in jailhouses.
Decades. And a big part of that is I want our police officers spending their limited amount of time actually producing safety for the city. Our police...
What is safety for the citizens? When they are kids? When they murder your neighbors? Is that safety for the city? Or is that safety for your voting base? It's sad because... You see that he doesn't represent Americans. He doesn't represent victims of fraud and your tax dollars going to fraudsters and going to literal terror groups overseas. He's trying to protect these very, very easy to buy votes. Mayor Frey needs to be sent away immediately.
Right. What material commitments are you making to community members, our community members who have been harmed, detained, or have had their loved ones brutalized?
So why were they harmed or detained? Was it because they're sitting home paying their taxes and going to work? Or was it because they were being activists in the streets, they've committed a crime to come to the country, or they're actually a fraudster? Are they just innocent people sitting at home doing nothing? Because they call this person a law student. I wonder to what extent they are.
As the mayor of the city, what concrete actions will you and the city of Minneapolis take, such as providing financial support, coordinating resources,
need more money,
or pursuing legal action?
Oh, we need money. We need free money and free lawyers. What are you going to do to buy my vote still? You've offered me everything in the world. I need more to stay consistent with supporting you over, who was the Omar Fateh, the other mayor or mayoral candidate? Yeah, that's how you say it.
All of the above, providing financial support, coordinating legal resources, and of course pursuing action.
Oh, here's everything you asked for. Give me your list of demands and I will fill it with taxpayer dollars.
These are actions that are underway and we need to bolster them even further. So first, we are proactively and responsively suing based on the unconstitutional conduct that
using your tax dollars to protect her fraud and to protect his votes. Sickening.
That is happening in our streets. Second, we are working with a number of victims of these unconstitutional actions to try to hook them up with organizations where they can themselves have standing to sue. Third, we have a task force that is set up so that we've got communication channels that are in line so that we get through this most difficult of situations.
Communication channels? I wonder how affiliated his office is with those signal chats. They're tracking people down that unfortunately got people arrested.
Finally, look, our entire city enterprise has been operating over the last several weeks, if not months, to do everything possible that we can to keep our residents safe and to have an emergency response to what's...
And again, remember, he doesn't delineate between legal residents and illegal residents. All the money is going to protecting a certain class.
Presently taking place. And that includes things like having our community service officers deliver food. These are soon-to-be police officers deliver food for people that would otherwise be afraid to go out of their homes.
Again, protecting illegals, using city resources to prioritize them over your struggling homeless vet or your struggling single mother. If you're a white single mother in Minneapolis, I wonder how many cops he has out there serving them food.
This is everything that's happening through offices of immigrant and refugee affairs to make sure that they have legal supports in place if and when they need them.
Yeah, this is getting bad because I think in public they're probably saying, we'll comply with Trump administration. We want these dangerous criminals out of our community. But in private they are, what can we do to finance you guys in your efforts to essentially continue to defraud the American people? Layering is a human right, exactly. Layering is a human right that they demand I pay for. Kind of sad. Live, laugh, layer. Oh my god, I need that poster back there. Oh, if anybody knows Nick Shirley, tell him to make a poster that says live, laugh, layer, and he'll sell 1 million of them. Yeah, they said he destroyed America. Honestly, Democrat values and policies destroy so many shopping malls. Like I grew up going to my local mall when I was a kid. And I work at one into adulthood, and it's sad how many of the Democrat policies turned a once bustling, hard to find out parking spots, high-end designer mall in Los Angeles into basically a shell of what it used to be. Every other unit is a vacancy. Crime is everywhere. Homeless people just walking around shouting at nobody. Like, it's sad how bad you can have like a little hub of American culture become a ghost town because they refuse to say property crimes are crimes. Same in the UK. Lie, leech, leer. Yes. Eat, pray, leer. Yes. You're saying Northridge Mall? I wasn't saying Northridge Mall, but yes, Northridge Mall is when I was just leaving the LA, I had my last party at like my going away party with all my old employees and my friends or whatever at the Dave & Buster's in Northridge Mall, because there's a brand new Dave & Buster's all the way over at the Fox Hills Mall. No, not the Fox Hills Mall, the Howard Hughes Center, or whatever the fuck they call it now. Gang territory. No, I'm not going there. So we all went to the Dave & Buster's over at Northridge Mall. It was sad to walk in there to see this used to be a good mall, and now it's like a swap meet inside. Like, there's just all these random ass like downtown LA fashion district toys everywhere for sale. Nothing's there anymore. But then the Dave & Buster's, I think we had my going away party there. The next day there was a shooting in the parking lot, and then a week later there was another shooting at like there's like the Dave & Buster's, and right next to it there's a steakhouse. There's a shooting there, and it's like, yeah, the Northridge Mall. Very, very sad to see how quickly it fell. Yeah, you want to see Mall of America, not anymore. Kind of sad how it's like you wanted to go to Santa Monica Pier because they're having a lot of movies. You wanted to go to the Walk of the Stars over in Hollywood. These places have been destroyed by liberal policies. It's not the same thing anymore. Yeah, you're in the Westwood area. It's getting as bad as the neighborhood around USC. I 100% believe that. Like Westwood, it's funny. You go to r/UCLA on Reddit, and you see all the students like with all their liberal values and how they act, and how they just parrot the talking points they see, and they're absolutely flabbergasted at like, how come LAPD allows homeless people to wander on campus? How come at this one library near the on campus there was a homeless guy pleasuring himself and nothing was done about it? We don't feel safe here anymore. And it's like, yeah, maybe if you guys keep marching with BLM and ask to defund the police can't keep you rich kids safe anymore. Disconnected from reality. Yeah, Westwood Village, it was sad because when I was there, the rich kids didn't understand. You may be in a nice area, but you're like a short freeway drive away from the hood areas. So they know all the rich kids that are naive, that have nice things, live in Westwood, and they can hop on the 405 and get back home in minutes. So their houses get broken, or their apartments, or their dorms get broken into all the time. Same thing that happens over in Arcadia, like where all the Chinese people live. That guy YG, the rapper, made on his Grammy-nominated album, I forget, platinum album, talked about rob Asian people for these reasons because they don't trust banks and they got cash in their houses. Arcadia is a very nice area with a huge Chinese, like foreigner Chinese population, but they're always getting robbed by not people from the area, but people just one freeway drive away. Yeah, stop recognizing cause and effect. It's very, very sad. Yeah, I used to love the mall, but I haven't been to a mall in years and years. It's not the same thing anymore. Just like, I think my parents' shopping malls weren't a thing. It was downtown areas, so you can get together in your cars and you park and you just hang out downtown and walk from store to store. The mall was like my generation. but I think for like my niece's generation, I don't even think I know what they're into. Maybe like TikTok or something. Yeah, LA slowly turned into Mexico since the 70s, 100%. Like when I lived in downtown LA, it was essentially Mexico. It was very much Mexico. And then especially when I moved to what was supposed to be the nicer part of LA, as soon as they said it's no longer, it's now allowed for you to do food trucks, so you don't have to have a permit. Food trucks everywhere, and essentially every single house became like a little restaurant. They would like serve food on it. It was really sad. Yeah, North Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, flea markets are as good as malls now. The malls became flea markets in certain areas. It's kind of sad. But speaking of fraud, in California, remember, all these shootings and these endings were because of Nick Shirley exposing fraud in Minnesota. But now he's trying to say that fraud didn't exist. It's a figment of our imagination.
You mentioned this fraud investigation and the reason that they're here. Is there anything you think, when you look back, you could have done differently to prevent them from showing up and doing what they're doing here?
No.
Doing what they're doing, they're exposing fraud. What do you mean? Doing what they're doing? How dare they expose us defrauding the American people?
Doing here?
No, they were coming anyway. It was all make believe that we'd been at it. Every state had this, and look, I do think there has to be accountability in this. No one in state government was implicated.
But the thing is, like, the fraud has been occurring for the last 10 years. Like, you had major people being arrested, and then fraud centers being shut down at the same address. The same owner shuts it down and rebuilds another one, which just relabels it a different name. You know it's been occurring, but now you're trying to gaslight us and say, "Oh, it was just make believe."
No one in state government was implicated. This happens all over. People did this. We got it.
People did this. Some people did things. That's exactly what he's trying to say.
We got it caught. We put him in jail or whatever.
You mentioned this.
No, they got right back out. The crazy part is now Dr. Oz is out there in California, and I can speak to this stuff firsthand because it's like I recognize the intersections he's at. He's finding similar, if not worse, fraud in California, in the Los Angeles area, and we've always assumed this because how many strip malls can be selling rugs, top to bottom rugs, and cell phone repair shops? How can you have 20 of them on one strip? And he's finally discovering it.
So you can see these are medical buildings. They've got Cyrillic writing, Russian, Armenian writing. On both sides, there's
everything.
Lots of action.
They're all medical facilities. And you never see them. Yeah. Produce, meat, and deli. Oh, this is Sherman Way. Yeah, nobody's actually shopping here, guys. There's nobody there ever.
It seems. I don't know how many patients are getting care, but in this 4-block area in Los Angeles, there are 42 hospices. So either there are a lot of people dying here, or you've got a fraudulent activity that is so good that everyone wants to get in on it. I'm in Van Nuys in Los Angeles, and this boarded up area above my head here is a big hospice center. There are apparently quite a few hospices around here, 42 within a 4-block radius. And these guys stole $16 million. Listen carefully. The main guy went to jail for 2 years for stealing $16 million.
How many people would trade that? Yeah, which is a good trade-off. How many people would say 2 years of your life going, like, what is it? A jail sentence isn't like going overseas and fighting in combat. But how many people would trade 2 years of their life for $16 million? A very, very scary message to send.
Good trade-off for a lot of folks. And if you look at it, it's pretty in the script. There wasn't anyone really in there. They weren't doing any services. They just got an address.
I know this place. I've been here. There's a boba shop there. And it's super, super. I know exactly where this is. There's a boba shop here. And it's like, there's a Vietnamese restaurant, and it's like, I know what the rent will be around here. I know what the margins are. It 1,000,000% had to be money laundering because I was like, this place is disgusting. Oh my God.
Address they could claim was terrible. A hospice. And then they ran the business claiming people were at home getting services, which they really weren't. What we have learned is there's roughly $3.5 billion of fraud taking place here in Los Angeles in hospice and home care. It's run quite a bit of it by the Russian Armenian mafia. You notice the lettering and language behind me.
The one thing I'll say, and it's I feel comfortable sharing this information. No, actually I don't. Never mind. I'll just say I had some friends that worked at dispensaries, security dispensaries over there. And if you're not aware, Prop 64 essentially made pot legal in California. And you saw these dispensaries pop up. How do I make this safe? Most of them were not operating legally. They're all cash. They're selling it, so you driving by it seems legal, but they never get the permits, they just sell. And when they get arrested, they just pay the fines, they bail the people out. And that was just part of it. I had a buddy that worked at one of them. How do I say it? Because my buddy still lives over there. They are criminal enterprises. I'll just say that.
Of that dialect. And it also highlights the fact that this is sort of an organized crime, mafia deal where you've got folks who are systemically recruited doctors to write false prescriptions, hundreds of doctors participating. They've got...
And that's the thing, it's like not even the healthcare thing with that deli, those markets that there's nobody at and they look super dirty. They're just taking EBT payments and they're not selling them anything. You bought 2 crates of milk. I'm giving you 50% of the money that I'm giving you for milk because there's no services here, and we're taking 50% of it as well.
100,000 patients who they've tricked or paid to give them their beneficiary numbers so they can perpetuate the fraud, and then the criminals are just running the whole organization and quickly scurrying away when law enforcement does get around to prosecuting them. Unfortunately...
And then they prosecute them, and nothing happens, and they come back.
In California, there has not been a lot of attention on these problems. That's going to change.
Yes. Good.
The U.S. Attorney, the FBI, everyone's now focused on the fact that in this state, which has about $30 billion worth of home and community-based services, most of it might be fraudulent. Those are big numbers.
Car wash, I think car washes are actually legit because when you're in LA and everybody, there's so much like brake dust and soot everywhere. Your cars get filthy all the time. It's nothing but apartment complexes. So if you because people usually wash their cars in their driveway, but if you live in an apartment complex, there's no place to wash your car, especially if it's a self-serve location. You don't pay anybody. You just have your overhead is water and soap in the property. Those things are very profitable. I've known someone that had a job that I work with opened up a car wash and was able to open up other ones in other states. If you can find a great location for them, I don't think those are shady.
We're taking it seriously. President's not going to tolerate
water
this
stores,
anymore.
probably. Yep. Yeah. So he's looking into it, but then you have Governor Gavin Newsom saying it's racist to say the Armenians are behind this. Like, what's this thing saying? Our office is reviewing reports that Dr. Mehmet Oz targeted the Armenian American community in SoCal, making racially charged claims of fraud outside Armenian-run businesses, including a popular bakery. What the fuck is he talking about? He was just showing us places where it's like, this place charged the government this much money. Given the historic sensitivities involved, we were taking these allegations seriously. Any and all acts of hate have no place in California. And here's the thing: is like if Mehmet Oz said, "Go out there and find the people of this culture and shout at them and yell at them because they're bad people," it's like, no, he's not saying that. But anybody, I'm telling you, fucking anybody that has lived in Los Angeles knows about that specific group and their fraud rings. Like Koreans having restaurants and having hair salons and have Vietnamese and having nail salons. It's not racist to say Vietnamese people work at nail salons a lot because they're oftentimes affiliated with it. It's basically a joke to say, yeah, them and fraud, because I have a lot of Ormo friends. They laugh about it. It's just part of it. Like, we know about it. But for him to get all uppity and say, this is a racist claim, he's not going after a law-abiding citizen. He's saying, hey, I found a couple instances of this being fraud. But for him to hide behind, that's a racist claim, lets me know Mehmet Oz is about to find boatloads of fraud. For him to automatically go to the race card. Because I'll tell you right now, working in just like, even as like I hate being Tim Pool as a skateboarder, but working as a security guard, whenever you know you're talking to somebody and they immediately go from I'm innocent to you're being racist, lets you know they don't have a card to play, because they would say, hey, they're not fraud because we investigated them on this date. They're not fraud because we have safeguards in place to make sure they're not fraud. For him to automatically go, I know nothing about what Oz has found. I know nothing about the federal investigation into these companies, but it's already racist. It's kind of like what they're doing over in Minnesota. I almost said Minnesota, where they say if they call it racist off the get, they know they're just trying to distract you from getting into it because you are right on target. What do they say? If you're catching flack, it lets you know you're on target. That's exactly what's happening. Yep, there you go. Arrow saying the more flack, the closer you are to target. Exactly.
California is already paying back $1.6 billion that they previously charged to the federal government for healthcare services given to illegal immigrants.
Good.
But they have a much bigger fraud problem that hurts American citizens. So I've instructed Governor Newsom to produce within the next 3 weeks a comprehensive program integrity action plan to address major fraud in their healthcare system. I'm going to give you 3 examples of embarrassing fraud that Governor Newsom has been seemingly tolerating for years.
Now, he's proud of it because he went over to Davos to say, I'm proud we're giving healthcare to illegals. Saying that almost as if it's like a campaign promise. He's admitting it on one end, but when it's inconvenient, he's denying it.
First, California shares the problems that we are seeing in Minnesota with in-home supportive services. What are these? They include personal care like bathing or grooming, household tasks, cleaning and cooking, shopping, transportation. Now, these are tasks that your family could do for you.
And here's the thing is, these are tasks that people will see as like inalienable rights. Oh my God, your grandpa is super old and he needs help around the house. Why would you ever say no to giving grandpa extra services around the house? So they say, pull at your heartstrings, say, we want to provide these services with your tax dollars. I don't mind providing an old grandpa that has no family with someone to help change his bedpan. Of course I want to help that. So, okay, we can give tax dollars to that. It starts getting defrauded, and once you say, hey, I caught this fraud, we should stop, we should cut that off. It's like, are you a racist? Are you trying to harm grandpa? How dare you? That's how they push you away and get you to not investigate this stuff.
But having the government pay has generated some significant cash for unethical people. California's spending for these services increased from $8 to $28 billion over the past decade.
Kind of how in the Somalian community, autism went up by like 1,800% over the last couple of years.
Why should the federal taxpayer spend 250% more money on California?
Why should the taxpayers be paying for anybody's health care in the beginning? That's like when Tim Walz said, Trump wants to give you cash so you can pay for health care. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We should take the money, hold it for you, and buy it for you, buy you the health care when you need it. Speaking like he thinks he's literally our pimp.
Which is already an affluent state. And this program is still growing by double digits annually. Second, in 2024 alone, spending for home health care in California increased by more than 21%, representing the largest growth rate for any major health category nationwide.
Because they know that's a cash cow. Healthcare is a thing that people don't mind spending for, so they just keep on knocking it up and wait for someone to catch them.
The number of home health agencies in California almost doubled between 2019 and 24. LA County alone is accounting for $1.4 billion, representing almost 9% of total fee-for-service home health spending for the entire country, though it just has 2% of the national enrollment. That's 5 times more than expected LA Home Health. I don't get it. They're taking home money that other agencies nationwide could use, so fewer Americans can get access to these vital
Americans, not immigrants, but Americans. That's the important aspect of this.
Services. LA County's corrupt practices are hurting innocent seniors outside of Southern California.
And the insane part is how much fraud they're committing and how terrible the city looks and how they're always running a deficit. How you guys are defrauding the American people of billions of dollars and still being in debt.
Yeah. Finally, LA County should be ashamed of the 2022 California State Auditor Report showing that their number of hospice agencies increased by 1,500%.
How many old people do we have?
Yes, you heard that right. 1,500%. That exceeds the 40% increase in the senior population during that same period. How can you defend a 7-fold increase in hospice, especially since so many of these charlatans report 100% survival for...
That's the thing is, I think I saw police officers. It was like a podcast where someone was saying in Minnesota, how many heart attacks from the Somalian community do you know? And they started like sharing that within cops. They're like, wait, we never respond to like at-home deaths for the Somalian community. And the suspicion is that when they pass away, unfortunately, they just say, okay, pretend they're alive, continue to collect the checks, which is horrendous. But also they're like, what is the community doing with the bodies? Like how many 140-year-old Somalians can live over there in that community without anybody checking in on like, why is that a thing? And you're starting to see the same thing over here. There's 1,500% more old people, but they all live forever. Either it's fraud or they have the secret to eternal life. Either way, we should investigate this. But for Gavin Newsom to say that's racist for you to say either Los Angeles County figured out a way to defraud the American people, or they figured out a way to have achieving immortality. We need to figure this out, guys.
Supposedly terminally ill patients. I'm hearing horror stories from seniors duped by these fraudsters because California is not stopping these criminals. Governor Newsom, the clock is ticking.
They don't stop the fraud because they need the fraud to survive. If all of a sudden you cut out $20 billion of federal dollars coming into their community to pay for this healthcare services, everything collapses. Because I remember, how do I make this anonymous? I'm going to change the business. Actually, how do I change the business? I had a normal friend or meeting friend, and they ran a luxury company. They sold a luxury product that the community is well known for wanting to purchase and all enjoy. Like you always see them with this product. Okay, I'm not trying to put anybody out, but the idea is they're also from the home country. They come over here and they sell a lot of this product, this luxury product, to other members of the community. Now, even though his company, top to bottom, legit, paying taxes as physical inventory, he's selling this. I wonder, people have started to guess in chat. He's selling this product. But the thing is, though, is if it wasn't for the fraud also in the community, he would never have the clientele to buy this very, very expensive service that he provides. So it's like, is he a fraudster? Absolutely not. He's a legit businessman. But if it wasn't for the rampant fraud in that community, he's under. So it's like you have to infuse the money, bolster the economy. But if all of a sudden you shut down all those fraud services, my buddy's brother, he also loses his business. So it's like, yeah, California's entire economy would collapse if you took away the fraudsters. But yeah, he's finding more of it. I wonder if this is the same thing he's talking about here.
Immigrants. So Gavin Newsom was giving us a hard time for threatening the health insurance of illegal immigrants. Just to be very transparent, if you're on Medicare, you don't get free dental, you don't get free vision. You do if you're an illegal immigrant in California.
This is the infuriating. So many people don't know this. Illegals get more health care benefits than Americans. They just don't want to accept it, even though Governor Gavin Newsom goes to Davos to brag about it.
So you got taxpayers in New Mexico, right, which is a blue state but a poor state, paying extra tax dollars to the federal government that are recycled back into LA to deal with the fraud that I'm talking about. So illegal immigrants, he's mad. We're horrible people. We're Republicans. You have no conscience. You have no heart. As soon as we made it clear we were no longer going to pay for illegal immigrants in California, what did he do? He took them off Med-Cal. Now, he didn't take them off. He come up on the federal side. So in theory, only emergency services are going to get paid for illegal immigrants in California, which is a national law.
And is reasonable.
Reasonable. Now, we want babies delivered, car accident victims.
Of course.
Yeah, of course get health care, but not elective hernia surgery.
That's the thing is when they say health care, they want to provide it because most people will vote yes for it. It's like when you have a ballot. I was looking at my California ballot the other day, and it was like, do you want to provide a new school something for the students? And it seems good, but it's like if you actually look at the text of the bill they're asking you to vote on, it was financing all this other batshit insane liberal nonsense. And I was like, yeah, see, it's always trying to say, give us health care because, you know, you don't want the baby to lose their life after a car accident, but it's like it also funds rampant fraud.
Cataracts, you know, you have to be an American citizen who paid into the system to get these. So anyway, so we deal with this. Gavin says we're only going to pay for illegal immigrants through our own state-based system. We've audited him now. This data is coming out this week. We have now found over $1.5 billion of money spent wrongly. We've audited it. They're not even arguing. $1.5 billion from that California charged the federal government for illegal immigrants that they're not allowed to pay charges for. They have to pay for it themselves.
I remember CNN was saying, but it's against federal law to give them health care. It's like, yeah, how many federal laws have they been violating? It's not something new for them.
He's not happy, but they're paying us because they know we're right. So you're going to see something happen very interesting in California. As soon as the money is being paid by California government officials, they're going to start getting more serious about this. And that's why it's so important for us to say, we're not into this anymore. I'm not going to let taxpayers in Alabama and Mississippi, New Mexico, you know, our poorest states pay
and get less.
Pay for votes for Gavin Newsom. That's what they're doing.
Fourth largest economy in the world, and they get less.
Yeah, it's sad that that's where we're at right now, but that's pretty much why he has to go immediately to racism. They're afraid because their entire system is just based on rampant immigration, pay for them, give them more benefits than the American taxpayer, and then they can essentially own cheap votes. Because if you looked at the most recent polling data saying who's shifting left, who's shifting right, you know, who supports them, Asians, blacks, Hispanics, they're not 100% in favor. They're not like for the Republicans, but at this point in time, it's like if African Americans were 70% for Democrats, they're now 50%. They're losing in every single performance metric except for illegal immigrants. Because with Hispanic voters, it was something like 14% plus Democrats, and now it's like 5% plus Democrats. Like American citizens are tired of being used as tax cattle for fraud, essentially, and they're starting to lose ground. So they just want those cheap votes. So, yeah. No, thank you. Thank you for that, guys. Everybody's saying over on Twitch, at some point in time, I'll have 30,000 consecutive viewers. I really hope that. Daba Doobie, whatever. I feel like Twitch is a hard audience to build, but I mean, I think we'll get there at some point. Even on YouTube, where YouTube we're at almost 1,900 live viewers, so that's good for a brand new channel we're starting over on. Yeah, California is messed up. You say, yeah, immigrant is not a legal immigrant. And that's the thing is, they always try to say they're against the Armenian community. It's like, well, Mehmet Oz was just finding a single instance of this is the mob running a fraudulent medical facility. They went to attacking everybody that race, but since Governor Gavin Newsom can't tell the difference between law-abiding Armenian and mobster, he just thinks, oh, you're attacking all of them. It's like, yeah, it's soft snitching on your own racism, unfortunately. I didn't have to start over. I just wanted to have my decoy voice channel and decaf decoy different. Live streaming and short, concise, lighthearted commentary, very different. Obviously, I'm not rhyming as much. I'm not telling all these jokes or whatever. This is just a kind of a kickback on the internet. So different audiences. That's why we're starting over. Thank you, Bloodshot, for coming on the stream too. Yeah, it's the videos are a little bit different. Yeah. What is it? Confession through projection. That's exactly what it is. Like, they don't want you to know what they're up to. So they're going to try to get ahead of it by saying, you're lying in the mainstream media. This is like when Jon Stewart goes on the Daily Show to say, they're trying to say, don't believe your eyes. Meanwhile, the Democrats are using AI images, saying real videos AI, and then making an AI image of a flag, American flag that looks all wonky without the correct numbers of stars and stripes, of him, an ICU nurse, helping rehabilitate veterans. Like, it makes no sense. And then also MSNBC using a face-tuned version of his face to make you feel bad for him. Like, they want you to say, don't believe your eyes, they're lying to you, while simultaneously constantly lying to you. It's crazy. Am I disconnected on that platform? Let me see. Hold on. I feel like I dropped off of one platform. Let me make sure. No, I'm still there. Everything's good. Okay, we're good. I think it's just my restream chat that disconnected. I can't see it. Let's see. Hold on. Let me just double check this real quick. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, so I see you guys chatting over on YouTube, but I can't see it in my chat. I see you guys chatting over on... Yeah, that's weird. Restream disconnected from that. Let me reboot this, because it's like I don't see YouTube chat at all. Let me close this. Please learn how to pronounce simultaneously. Never. Even if I did, like you just be talking and like you just forget. How the heck did that drop off? It's so bizarre. Simul, I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird. It's like the chat I can see everywhere. Error. What does it say? What is error? It says internal error. That's all. What? That's annoying. Is English my second language? I mean, I feel like you guys will give me more leeway if English is my second language. So I'll go ahead and say English is like my third language. Obviously, I mean I speak my primary language is Igbo, so it's very hard for me to grasp a lot of the to enunciate a lot of words in English, you know? Lear how to pronounce? I need to go to the Learning Center. I honestly, when I was driving through downtown LA when I first moved in, I saw on a phone booth, not a phone booth, on a telephone pole on the freeway off ramp. It says, "Lose your accent now. Call this number." And honestly, like I was like, maybe I should call this number. Get a what do you call it? A non-regional dialect and sound like a newscaster. That'd be the best. That'd be the ideal thing. What's Igbo? How do I describe it? It's the tongue clicks language. So maybe Sunshine, I think you as like the lead moderator, I think you are a managing moderator. I think you can make Division Agent a moderator. I just can't click it or whatever. Yeah. Vanilla accent. If I could, I would. But I guess the thing is though, is whenever I comment on somebody else's video, I'll see a comment all the time saying, if I say something like on a watch YouTuber or like I don't know, like one of those 10 hours of lo-fi jazz music to listen to, if I reply to that, people always say, "Oh, I read this in your voice." So even though it was something that was always troubling me younger, it's now like my calling card. Transatlantic accent. That's what I want. Exactly. You sound like you assimilated some people who don't speak clear English. Yeah, you guys shouldn't be getting ads on YouTube at all. Now, why is this aired like this? Chat. It's not even. Yeah, it's not. The heck, so bizarre that it like died like that. Let me just try to refresh this. Yeah, politicians being held accountable. Very true. You saw an ad on YouTube as you came into the stream? That should be, because I know that Twitch runs mid-rolls, and we shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, I actually enjoy YouTube Premium. Even if I wasn't like a content creator, I'd use it just to be able to listen to something and put it on my phone on lock. Yeah, Twitch, unfortunately, there'll be ads. I don't think I can do anything about that. That's like best case practices. I think they want you to be able to pay for your stream, essentially. You'd be glad to know when you search decoy, you're right on top. Am I? Let me see. And I get you like a private tab. YouTube. Decoy. Yeah, decoy. Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. So when I type in a private tab, I type in decoy. The first result is decoy voice, which is who I used to be. The second one is decoy decaf. So I 100% own it. Shohei Otani's dog is decoy decalpin. He's like on the very bottom of it, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, decoy voice. That's the first one. If you just type in decoy, I'm the first one. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I own the search term now, which is like just a vocabulary word, and I own it, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can LLC like a vocabulary word. That's why, like, what is it? That Decoy Winery, they can't come after me because I don't cause brand confusion. Like, the sad part is, I think a lot of people that are like in the content creator space, eventually they'll make a CPG, like a consumer product good. So like 50 Cent making vitamin water, Conor McGregor making Proper 12 whiskey. Depending on like if I ever want to make a product to try to make money off of, I don't think I can ever make anything in the spirits realm. Like not even just wine. I couldn't make any alcohol, which I probably wouldn't, but I couldn't ever do that because then that would be Decoy encroaching on Decoy Wine's business. That is really weird. It's like disconnected. Really? When you have decoy voice saved as a URL, it leads you to some random YouTube account? No. If you go to youtube.com/decoy voice, it'll still be me. Let me check right now. Yeah, decoy isn't me. I'm at decoy. Yeah, youtube.com/decoy voice is still me. Or you go to youtube.com/@decoy. That's me. Because they no longer just do URLs anymore. I don't know why, but that's a thing. Steven Crowder making mugs. Yeah, they're all making different stuff. Bell making bathwater. I don't think I would be able to be that successful selling bathwater. Open a daycare center. I mean, at this point, I think everybody opening these things are going to prison. So don't do that. Yeah. Hand sanitizer, optimal. Yeah, what about Decoy Octopus? Was that me? I mean, he was the worst character in all of Metal Gear Solid, but honestly, that was still cool. So I have one topic left. We could cover it. It's like the celebrities being stupid. You guys want celebrities being stupid, or you want me to open up this Pokemon card right now? Wait, I open this. Yeah, Pokemon card pack. We want to open up Pokemon cards. We want to do one more topic. Pokemon, we're done. Both. Pokemon cards first? Yu-Gi-Oh cards? No. Alright, so wait, which one? We're not going to open up both of them. But on stream, are we going to open up this red bird? Or this blue bird? Red or blue? Red or blue? Let me know. Red or blue? What are we doing? That thing reset. That's weird. Yeah. We're going to do okay, red. Everybody says red. This one. Who? I don't know who. Here's the thing: is I opened up this Pokeball came with always blue, yeah. Which feels heavier? The blue feels heavier. I don't know. So maybe next time we'll do the blue. But this Pokemon card pack came with 3 packs, and every single Pokemon in that other pack that I already opened, I had not known a single Pokemon. So we'll see. So maybe this is the last time you guys ever see me streaming, because I opened up this Pokemon card pack, and it is it's like $1 million worth. Really? Alright, what am I seeing? Hold on. Oh, never mind. I thought maybe Sunshine. I thought you could, as a managing moderator, you could make a mod. No, all you can do is change the chat modes and manage blocked words. So yeah, no. Okay. That was a power I thought you had, but you obviously didn't. I sent you on a goose hunt. Sorry about that. So first Pokemon card here is... Oh, now that I'm the Zoom thing. So we got Drowsy. Wait. Damn, it's not gonna... Hold on. Oops. Drowsy. There you go. Okay, we're doing the whole thing right now. Drowsy. A guy I've never heard of in my entire life. He's not Tentacruel. Impidimp? Am I getting trolled? What? Buzel? Okay, so I kind of know. I've seen him before. Orbeetle? I don't know who this is. He looks pretty strong, though. Rapidash? Okay, so this is legit. I'm a fan of Ponyta and Rapidash. And this is a pretty sick Pokemon card. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. So this isn't a whole loss. This isn't a whole loss. I'll keep that guy aside. Cynthia's Power Wave? What the how is this even a what? Don't like it. Slugma? This is like a meme. Yeah, womp womp. This is not good. Wobbuffet? No, but this is somebody. Wait, Team Rocket's Wobbuffet? This one looks pretty legit. Is this special at all? Wobbuffet? I don't know anything outside the original 151, unfortunately. Yeah, this is true. Team Rocket's Spidops. These things actually look pretty legit. These look legit then. Wobbuffet. And then a fighting card. Okay, that's it. Okay, so Wobbuffet was the main one, and this Spiderlops. Guys, am I rich? Am I a millionaire with this guy? Team Rocket Spite Ops? Am I rich? Somebody let me know. So what do you do with these? You sell them to become a millionaire, guys. This is just my version of gambling. No, I don't have anything. Looking for full art cards. Yeah, they're not. No. Cool pack, nothing huge. I mean, yeah, L pulls. At least with this one, I recognize some of the Pokemon. The other card the other set I got, it was a whole bunch of people that I've never seen before. So maybe next stream, we'll look at it. We'll look at the next one. And then I have been a millionaire for a while, and I didn't know. Rich in maybe 50 years, maybe. Yeah. Selling all my Bitcoin and then silver for Pokemon cards. How did this drop off? That's so bizarre. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, you're still connected to YouTube. I'm still here. I just can't see the chat sometimes. That is very bizarre. Yeah, millionaire you don't know, and you don't know. You hate when that happens. I mean, I could have the most rarest Pokemon card that Logan Paul buys off me for $2 million. So, yeah, if I like the Gen 1, you want to get the 151 packs, but I can never get them for retail. Like, they're never in the store. I should have, when they used to have them in stock all the time, I should have got them. Like, it was maybe 2 years ago. And every now and then I just open up a pack just to see what's inside of it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and just get to super chats. Bitcoin took a dive. I mean, everybody says buy the dip, but I don't know, guys. Never take my advice on finances, because my finances, they're not in shambles, but I'm not like one of those savvy investors. That's not me. Invest in copper? I mean, if you're a junkie, maybe. Just like ripping out the wires out of a bridge. Moist paid $40K for a box. I mean, are you at least guaranteed to make something similar from that box? I'll never know. Yeah, Tesla. I mean, now that Tesla discontinued the X, I don't know how. I mean, obviously, it's probably the gonna make them more money, but I don't know how much I like that idea. Best financial advice: do what Nancy Pelosi does. I mean, probably, yeah. Let me try to find my chat. Okay, so super chats over on YouTube is What You Teach Me says, have you seen reports that Preddy quit his nursing job a few months ago? Is there any validity to it that I know of? I don't know any validity of it, but I've heard it a lot of places. Again, that's not fact. It's just people talking about it. Kevin Matheson saying, here's $2 since you're unemployed. Appreciate it. You guys don't have to donate to me at all. It's fine. Mayor Frey Village of Snowgadishu. Okay. Billy says, Minneapolis equals New Portland. We're the captain now. Okay, thank you for that. Ellie Dame says, I've always watched your stuff after the fact. I've always wondered, do you have LA law enforcement officer or U.S. service experience? The way you carry yourself says yes. I'm not saying anything about my history because I feel like even if you say, thank you for the super chat, but even if I say something as, I did this job at this location and I also graduated college at this date, or I went to this school or whatever, or even I graduated high school at this year and this is this city I grew up in, it'd be very easy to dox me. I'm not trying to get my real name and information out there in the near anytime. It's probably going to happen at some point. You can only stay anonymous for so long, but as long as I can keep my anonymity, I'd rather just nobody knows nothing about me, and every fourth thing I say is an outright lie. Not because I want to lie to you guys, but if someone's going to try to figure out, he went to school here, he had this job, he did this first, it sends them on a wild goose chase. They're not going to be able to figure me out. Obviously, they can at some point in time, but yeah, decoy operational security is basically what I'm doing. AJ says, long time watcher, first time on stream. Glad to have someone who talks like an average person and not some psycho. Have you seen all those videos of healthcare workers threatening to harm agents? Yes, I've seen it. over in Ontario, California, not Canada, you had all those healthcare workers fighting the ICE agents because the patient, not the patient actually, a guy that ran in there, they all got charged for impeding law enforcement. So it's like, not only do I want them to go to jail, I want them as far away from healthcare as possible because I know they're not going to give good care to half the population in the country. And the sad thing is like, you even see small offshoots of it. Well, I saw it was a tattoo artist on Reddit saying, I've been a tattoo artist forever, but if I ever find out someone is MAGA, I make sure that the tattoo is as painful as possible. And it's like, you are a terrible person. Amtrue says, thank you, just keep going and being based, thank you. Taylor Tanner saying, thought he was about to announce the fitness pacer test, LRAD. I already saw that clip, but the voice was point on. Yeah. Bro got the Electro Spider-Man No Way Home treatment. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy how the LRAD devices are even like the most mild version of it, but they're still going crazy over it. Imagine they got blasted with the full extent of what they have. Mr. Mask says, I find it disgusting that these types of people I serve to protect violent individuals attacking ICE agents and other people who suspect to be ICE as well as protecting illegal criminals. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing. All they know is they're emotional and they need they need a valve. David Hoffner says, dude, you're a beast. Keep grinding because you're getting the truth and no BS. Thank you. And Golf and Gun says, great content, learn a lot. That's all I want you guys to do. Just hang out, have a good time on this stream, but just layer. I wanna be the best layering center on the internet that no tax dollars are spent on funding. That would be my ideal scenario. Quality layering centers, decoys, alma mater, probably. I mean, you don't get to my level, my comprehension of the English language with it. Yeah. Oh, someone saying Jeremy's a good guy. You're probably way back in the back of the stream, but yeah, we were talking about oh, thank you, More to Burn, for the Prime sub. Yeah, you don't get to a lot of people don't get to the top of the YouTube platform as far as like political commentator and stay like a genuinely good guy. So I really like Jeremy from the Quartering. You wonder how long the Layering Center meme will last? Probably for the next like 6 months. Oh, thank you, Arrow, for giving 5 subs to the community. Really appreciate that. Again, you guys don't need to donate it all or anything. Like, I appreciate it all, but it's like I think the ads, unfortunately, is what's gonna keep this operation afloat. Maybe at some point in time, I'm gonna make a CPG, but it's going to be something that's not like a cash grab. I want to make a CPG that is something that I actually would stand behind. A Neglectable Sausage says, during COVID, some providers told YouTubers to get back in line so BIPOC could get it first. Oh, 100%. They were like, white people can't get the COVID vaccine first. They told them, what was it? First, that certain races couldn't get it, and then also because certain races have more obesity in them, white people don't need this vaccine first. It was insane how they leapt from backwards logic to backwards logic, and it was all racist, top to bottom. It was always racist, but you know, they felt comfortable and confident saying it because people were afraid to push back on it. What deal do they cut for Walls? I mean, the first guy to snitch gets the best deal. If I was Walls, I'd start snitching on everybody, get the best Fed deal possible, and avoid lifelong prison. I'm going to become an ABG. Like, I'm going to get the lashes, and I'm going to get like the lip filler. My God, I hate that look so much. Not the ABG look, but the lip filler look. It's insane how many girls are getting it. By Didi says UK's full on surveillance state now. Yeah, 100% they are, because if the girl that got R'd by somebody in a private chat called the person that R'd her a slur, and they threw her in prison. Insane. Yeah, Fozzie says lip filler is bad. I mean, I don't know who sold them on lip filler. And because I personally know someone that like wants to get lip filler, and they're like, oh, Decoy doesn't care because his lips are full or whatever. And I'm like, but we can look different. Like, not everybody should be a clone of what a Instagram filter makes people look like. Not only it looks gross, it is gross. Like, it migrates in their body. Like, you can get it dissolved, but it's still in there. You think my views will go up if I put on fake lashes? I mean, there's a lot of things I could do to put on fake not put on fake lashes to get my views up. Like I honestly thought on Twitch, since there's all like for a while there was the hot tub streamers, like Big Booba Girls would be in a hot tub and they would stream in his chat. I thought maybe I should do the opposite of it, which would be an ice bath streamer, which would be insane, but probably good for my health. But then also, I found out that I think it's Kevin Hart, maybe LeBron James already have something like that, where they work out and they get an ice bath and they do a podcast in it. So I'm like, okay, that's not very original. You say it was the Kardashians that did the lip filler, but it was also like contouring. Like if it wasn't for Kim Kardashian doing the contouring, what makes their cheeks look more concave, that like forever changed the trajectory of makeup. Like that's why like Korean pop makeup and American makeup is so different, because they didn't go full out with contouring. A guy in a hot tub, nobody wants to watch me in a hot tub, guys. Don't change anything, of course. I'm not gonna do any of those streams, no. What do I think Giannis ends up? I think they're going to do him dirty, even though I don't care about Giannis. I think Giannis is the most overrated NBA star. Of course, you can be an NBA star if the NBA as a whole says you can take 6 steps. You can foul. You can run through charges. You can get all the foul calls you want. You're going to be a star. It's like they said, hey, this guy is, I believe he's Nigerian, but he's Nigerian. He grew up in Greece, and now he's playing in our league. That's going to make us international, and also he has the measurements to make him good. Of course, they're gonna make him. You can be a star, but I also think they're gonna do him like I don't like Giannis. They're gonna do him dirty like Kawhi Leonard when he was on the Spurs. He's like, I want to go to California, and they're like, okay, bet we're gonna send you to Toronto. We're gonna send you out of country. So I think they're not gonna send him to Miami, the Knicks, or I forgot what his other selection is. They're gonna send him somewhere bad, and he deserves it. Why are we talking about Rick Ross right now? Yeah, NBA's cooked. Like you can see, I was even gonna take it down today. Behind me, that's the Dodgers Funko collection when they won the championship, and above that, there is the Celtics championship. So I was like, I'm a Dodger fan or Ohtani fan and a Celtics fan. I had a good year that year where they both won the championship. But after Jaylen Brown started popping off and kept on talking about that nonsense, like at least with BLM, he was out there marching. And he was out there making foundations that got like young black men in colleges and stuff. Like he was actually doing something real. Now you have Jaylen Brown popping off with the NBA Players Association because he's a vice president about America's bad. We need to change things, and keeps on saying this shit. I'm like, you know nothing about this at all. You are taking the mainstream narrative, parroting it, and just ruining your marketability because you're already not the biggest marketable star. Again, I'm a Celtics fan. I always thought Jaylen Brown could be the 1A. Tatum should be the point guard, the 1B. I was a Jaylen Brown believer since the beginning, since they wanted Julius Randle over him. I'm sorry, not Julius Randle. They wanted Julius Randle over Marcus Smart. They wanted Buddy Held over Jaylen Brown. Always been a big fan of him. But him being, I think he's very devout in his religion. Sad to say he's not the most marketable face, but he's ruined that because he's essentially said, the majority of Americans, I'm against you. He's done. He's done for. If you ever thought that he was going to get the Giannis treatment, the LeBron treatment, where they let him flop, they let him travel, they let him get away with anything, so they can artificially make him the star with artificially boosted stats, that went away as soon as he opened up his mouth about social justice activism, when social justice activism is on the decline. The NBA has always been political. I always liked how Gordon Hayward, the white guy on the Celtics, they found out that his wife had donated to the Trump administration or the Trump campaign. They're angry about that. So on the backs of their jerseys, when they had like, you can have Black Lives Matter, you can have like social change or whatever like thing you want back there, Gordon Hayward, he put education reform on his jersey instead of his name. It was hilarious. And then also I gained a lot of respect for the Clippers because you had Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard, if I'm not getting it correct, didn't his father lose his life in a police interaction? I might be getting this wrong. But Kawhi Leonard has a reason to be like anti-police, and he legit just said, let's play basketball, and just kept his name on it. Paul George grew up in Palmdale, which if you're not aware, Palmdale is outside of LA County, but it's where like the hood was the hood. Then all of a sudden, the predominantly black communities became mixed communities. So then they moved to Palmdale, they moved to Rialto. So you had these weird pockets outside of LA that became basically like these pockets of the hood. Paul George, you would think that he would have like the Democrat by default mentality, but he just doesn't. He's just very he's legit, I think. So I like Paul George, I like Kawhi Leonard, even though their career is on the decline. Oh, cool. Chat came back to the same thing finally. Yeah. Yeah, need to push MLB more. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, they think, oh, he's ruining the MLB. There's gonna be a lockout. MLB's been more popular than ever. He is the ultimate face of the league. He may have had a gambling accusation, but I mean, he's been pretty much the most unproblematic superstar a league has ever seen. And sad to say, a language barrier is probably the best thing we needed. Like when we started getting too much accessibility to like sports stars, that's when stuff started getting bad. Like I liked when I could watch John Wick and just be entertained. When you just got that stupid idiot that worked at the garage and now has to say, if you like ICE and you like Trump, don't watch my movies. It's like, okay, you're talking too much. Now you're losing over half the country in support. The same thing. Ohtani, he probably doesn't have the same upbringing as me. Probably says some things that I won't agree with. But since there's a language barrier and he's not like chronically online like I am, there's less of a opportunity for me to say, I gotta take down my Celtics Funko now because Jaylen Brown's being an idiot. Because I still like, what is it? Drew Holiday, what is it? Tatum pretty much keeps his mouth shut about a lot of things. Derek White, I've heard nothing political out of him. Yeah, I think that it's unproblematic. Yeah. Ichiro was a huge star. But he was also before the social media era. Ohtani's going to have a bigger impact than anybody in the league for many, many years. Yeah, Michael Jordan say Republicans buy shoes too, and somehow they thought in the new generation, you have to adhere to the group. You have to use your platform to echo, to parrot our talking points, or we're going to be against you. Yeah, the stream is 3 hours long. I try to get every stream to be 3 hours pretty much because that was the best, from my Twitch manager, the best practices. 3 hour minimum apparently is what they want us to do. How many people we have on Twitch right now? Seems like we've gone way down on YouTube, but on Twitch, doesn't even say. What is this? Everything's lagged out. I feel like, yeah, no, 125, which is great numbers for me. 110 on Twitch, yeah. It's great numbers for me because I was like starting off on Twitch at like 10 viewers or whatever. So at some point in time, I want to get the endurance to be like Asmongold, where he does 6 hours a day, every day. I'm kind of wiped out when I've been constantly talking for this long, so I don't know how to do it. I do need a new computer. I need like a gaming PC. We want to play some games. Like I think Asmongold has it right. Hassan has ruined his career with this, but if I can do trending events, current events, talk about that for a couple hours, and play video games for a couple hours, that seems like a good mixture. Because honestly, sometimes I like to like if I could snack and do something, that'd be awesome. Got a game to decompress. Yeah, I used to feel like guilty. Like if I ever stopped working on YouTube to play my PlayStation, I'd feel like, oh, this is juvenile. Like, why am I playing games when I can be making more money? I can be bolstering my career. Apparently, it's not good for you psychologically, so I need to learn how to decompress. The game I like most right now, Osabi, is Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, I still play that game, go around, single player. It's fun. Expedition 33, by far the best game I played ever. And I'm not even a big, like, Final Fantasy guy either, but Expedition 33, amazing game. Yeah, playing games to make money is what we need to do. If I can get like a PC so I could play like Megabonk or that new Minecraft looking game, that'd be good. Decoy, Asmon, Tim Cass, Devory, Black Conservative, and ABL are your most frequent YouTubers. Okay, that's a good network to be in. Hightail, that's probably what it is. Hightail. I just knew that Asmongold labeled his video playing Minecraft 2, and I was like, this looks fun. Highguard? I've never played World of Warcraft. That's a realm that I never stepped into. I just don't understand it. I was big on Diablo 2. That's my game. Oh, thank you for the Prime sub, Chuck. Asmund sold his own Starforge, about 5,000K high end. Let me look at this Starforge computer. So that's Asmund Gold's computer. And, you know, my career was my career before Asmund Gold came around. But he also, I won't lie and say he wasn't a large boost for me. So I always appreciate him. But is Starforge, Chad, is Starforge actually like Asmund Gold's, that's his computer? Because I'll probably buy it then if it is. It is. So professional compact PC, gaming PC, collaboration PC. I don't even know what this is. I'm very overwhelmed by this. My favorite build in D2. So again, I'm a filthy casual in all these games where like I know there's like Amazon sorting on a Hammer Paladin, Ice Sorceress or whatever. I was the type of guy that I liked the Necromancer. I liked the Magic Mages, Mage Skeletons, and Bone Spear. So it's like it's not an optimal build. It was like apparently Skeleton Mages are weak. You'd want to use the Blood Golem with that thing that makes it so if you take damage, it heals you actually, or whatever. I forgot what it was, Iron Maiden or something like that. It's by Didi saying, check out No Man's Sky. I tried that. I just couldn't get into it. I tried to play Skyrim. I was bored of it. My favorite... Okay, no. I take it back. My favorite game of all time, Fallout New Vegas. People said if you like Fallout New Vegas, you'll like... you will like Skyrim. You'll like Red Dead Redemption. And you will like... what's that other one? There's a third game people would say I would like. Hated all of them. Fallout 4... Fallout, the online one. I just like Fallout New Vegas. I just was not. I was not into it. Iron Maiden, yeah. See, that's the thing is, I play what looks cool. You know what I mean? Like I would get a decked out in all gold armor with the topaz, flawless topaz to make my character look good. I'm a filthy casual, man. I'm the guy that shows up at the basketball court with like a compression sleeve and like an actual jersey on, but I'm like ass with the jumper. Like that's who I am. Ghost of Tsushima was good. I just didn't complete it. Wasn't fun. Witcher 3, couldn't get into it. I would like to try Orc Raiders. That game looks fun. A lot of casters use meta PCs. I've heard about that. Neo 2, I've heard about it. I didn't try it. Outer Worlds, there you go. If you like Fallout, try Outer Worlds. Same developer. It wasn't the same. Like, I remember I was playing it. I didn't feel fulfilled by it. It got very complicated with all the different weapons. And then you had, somebody did a review about it. Like the Before You Buy guy on YouTube. He says, the world feels empty. It's always a conversation that goes nowhere of characters you could care less about. And when I heard him say that, and I went back to play, I was like talking to people getting missions. I'm like, I hate everybody here. Like Fallout New Vegas was compelling because people were struggling. I wanted to help people out. It was different. Dead by Daylight, haven't tried. So okay, if I buy this Starforge PC, do I want a gaming PC or a professional PC? A traveler PC? I don't get the difference. What's a collaboration PC? I just want a gaming PC so I can play a video game. The Voyager 2 Ultimate new PC. What? This menu sucks. There you go. Core Series. It's cheaper to build it myself. But do I look like that type of Asian? building a computer. Wow, this thing looks legit. This thing is crazy. It's got a lot going on in there. $4,000 isn't bad for a brand new computer. Alfaris B says, I'm old, I still play Warcraft 3. Yeah, play the classics. I will still boot up StarCraft every now and then because it's an easy game to get into. Play one. I'll play StarCraft, easy money, SD money, super fast, and just do a mission against a CPU. 1 versus 7. And you save 10% building yourself, but honestly, the convenience of just getting it delivered to me out of the box working is worth the 10%, I think. Especially because it'll be a business expense for me. I buy it and I charge the company, you know? You have to play all the games to get away from politics. Unfortunately, is true. But yeah, so we've been going for a while. We were going to do another topic, but then we just did the Pokemon cards. Kind of ran out of time, but thanks for hanging out as long as you have. We will do Monday again, probably afternoon. Monday afternoon live stream. So thanks for hanging out as long as you have. But for now, duck off.